Live from Athletic Kulture Stadium in Springwater Township, Baycats TV presents the Inter-County Baseball League. And tonight, the playoffs begin. It's round one, game one between the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Barrie Baycats. Hi, everybody, and welcome. With Matty Gale and Julius Hern, I'm Ben Davy. Well, if you love nostalgia, nothing is more nostalgic than a Toronto-Barrie playoff series. This will be the 10th time these teams have met in the history of the franchises. Last year, the Baycats handled Toronto convincingly, winning all three games. But it seems like Toronto has figured out a way to beat Barrie this year, Julius, in 2025, with a very respectable 3-3 record, including 2 of those 3 wins here in Barrie.
Yeah, much better compared to last year. 5-1 record in favor of the Baycats against the Toronto Maple Leafs. This year, much more even. 2 of those Toronto wins were here at Athletic Kulture Stadium and in extra innings. Very much the type of playoff-style baseball that we're kind of expecting in this series. It's going to be very different. More so blowouts last year in the first round. Probably going to see a lot more closing situations here this time around.
We all know the Toronto Maple Leafs offense can score a lot of runs. Second in total offense in the IBL in the regular season. They come here to Barrie, though, and for the series opener, they face one of the best in the league, left-hander Frank Garces.
Absolutely. You know, Frank Garces, he's had a few outings against the Maple Leafs this year, so and all have been very successful on his part. This Leafs team, you mentioned the run scoring. You might think that that's because they play at Christie Pitts, but this team has been much better on the road all year long. I think they're kind of bringing that energy into Athletic Kulture Stadium for game one. They feel much better this time around than they do coming into last year's playoffs, so we're in for an exciting series.
Playoff vibes everywhere here at Athletic Kulture Stadium. We'll be right back with the opening pitch and the starting lineups when we return.
Visit Alliance Billiards and Sports in the northeast end of Barrie. A fun, friendly family environment offering pool, darts, karaoke, and live entertainment. Enjoy a large variety of delicious food and drinks on the patio. You'll come as a stranger and leave as a friend.
I'm Christie fans from 400 Chrysler and Barrie Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. This year, we are the community partners of the Barrie Baycats. Community is near and dear to our hearts here at the dealerships and one of our core values, so we can support local and shop local.
Batting first, playing center field, number 95, Noel McGarry Doyle. Batting second, the shortstop, number 11, Brandon Hernandez. Batting third at second base, number 0, Francisco Hernandez. Batting fourth at first base, number 20, Nolan Macabroda. Batting fifth in left field, number 6, Tristan Clark. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, number 28, Noah Hall. Batting seventh in right field, number 43, Clayton Keys. Batting eighth, the catcher, number 44, Tyler Plumpton. Batting ninth, the third baseman, number 26, Adam Odd. On the mound tonight for your Baycats, number 97, Frank Garces. Here are the umpires for tonight's contest. Calling the balls and strikes, Michael Guthrow. Handling first base, Scott Costello. And at third base, Jared Merkley. Fans, at this time, we ask you to please rise if you are able to and kindly remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem. Thank you.
Table for this series, which is moments away from getting underway. The Toronto Maple Leafs and the Barrie Baycats. It's a 2 versus 7 matchup. Baycats and Leafs with completely inverse regular season records. Baycats 24-18, 6 games over 500. Leafs 18-24, 6 games under 500 coming into this series here tonight.
Yeah, we mentioned right at the top how close the kind of the season series was between these teams, and it feels right off the bat that pitching is going to be the X factor for both these teams. Talked to a couple of Leafs players. They feel much better about the way that their rotation kind of looks in this series compared to what it was looking like last year. Think back to game 1 of this first round between these two teams last year. Angel Castro had the game 1 start for the Maple Leafs against Frank Garces. Now Alvarado, who started game 2, going in game 1. So you can kind of tell just from the body language and the vibe around the Maple Leafs, they're much more confident going into this time around.
Let's take a look at Rob Butler's Maple Leafs. Ryan Dos Santos is leading off at third base. John Javier, first year in the IBL, had an outstanding season. He's DHing and batting second. Jordan Castaldo, the former Baycat, bats third at first. Marcus Cadet in right field, the cleanup man. Dennis Day-Banning in center field hits fifth. Justin Mara, the veteran catcher, in the number 6 spot. Dan Mara hits 7th at second. Spencer Ross at short hits 8th. And the number 9 hitter is Luca Boscarino. He's in left.
And on the mound, the bona fide game 1 starter for the Barrie Baycats. It's Frank Garces. Had a fantastic end to this year. Ended up leading the IBL in strikeouts with 116, getting the last 3 on the final day of the regular season. His regular season statistics, 5-3 record, a 2.22 ERA, really brought that down through the second half of the year. He had 14 total appearances, 12 of those were starts, 89 innings total, and as I mentioned, 116 strikeouts to just 16 walks.
Home plate umpire for game 1 of this series is Michael Guthrow. First base umpire is Scott Costello, and Jared Merkley handles duties at third. On a beautiful, sunny, late summer evening, sun starting to set over on the first base side. Very comfortable 24-degree game time temperature, 28 with the Humidex, a little muggy, a little sticky, but temperature will certainly drop as we head through this game, and a very, very light wind right now, blowing just gently from right to left. Ryan Dos Santos will step in. He led the Leafs in runs scored, stolen bases, and walks. Your prototypical leadoff man got it done in an impressive form for Rob Butler in 2025.
Set the IBL single season record for walks. He had 45 to lead the league.
Swing and a foul off, and we're underway with our first pitch at 7:39 tonight. Also played in all 42 regular season games, so 46 walks. He averaged more than 1 walk per game.
Yeah.
That's truly a remarkable accomplishment.
Exactly the guy you want to have as your leadoff hitter, the way that he can reach. Yeah, strikeouts might be an issue for him, but he can still get on base at a very high clip, and he can steal some bases too.
0-1 from Garces as Dos Santos shows bunt, and it's off the top of the bat and back to the screen, strike 2. As mentioned, these teams 3-3 in the regular season. Leafs took the Baycats season opener here back in May to start this 2025 campaign. 0-2 pitch on the way from Frank Garces. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Strikeout for IMP North. 1 out in the inning.
Let's give the defense for the Barrie Baycats behind Garces. In the outfield, your typical 3 starters. Tristan Clark in left, Noel McGarry-Doyle in center, Clayton Keys in right. On the infield, it's Adam Ott at third, the Hernandez brothers, Brandon and Francisco at short and second, respectively. Nolan Macabroda at first base, and Tyler Plumpton is the starting catcher this evening.
So Frank Garces, who set the franchise record and led the IBL in strikeouts this season, starts the playoffs with a strikeout here. And John Javier comes to the plate. Garces, 35-year-old from San Cristobal, Dominican Republic. Stands 5'11", 180. A real professional, a guy who goes around about his game prep and really makes sure every T is crossed and every I is dotted. Called strike, 2-1.
Yeah, just a consummate professional. He's so prepared. He's a guy you don't really want to mess with on start day, right? You want to let him kind of be in his own routine. He doesn't want to stray away from his regular stuff.
Swing and a miss. 2-2. Frank likes to work quickly, especially with the bases empty behind him. Javier steps out just to break up his rhythm a little bit here, and he'll settle in for a 2-2 pitch. Plumpton sets the target. Here's the pitch from Garces. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Brought to you by IMP North. Back-to-back Ks for Frank.
Couldn't have asked for a better start here from Frank Garces. You got Ryan Dos Santos swing. John Javier has been a hard hitter to get out all year long. Another strikeout for this man, Jordan Castaldo.
Jordan Castaldo started his career in Toronto. 3.5 years there, got traded midway through the 2013 season, won 6 straight championships with the Baycats, and then rejoined the Leafs in 2021. 36 years old, a fan favorite during his tenure here in Barrie. First pitch is inside. Has that back foot right back on the chalk in the back end of the batter's box.
Led the IBL in home runs with 12.
That's one of the more interesting stances as you see the bat position. He holds it, the hands up high and the barrel of the bat low behind his back, just for a brief second. You'll see it here, and then he brings it up, and he takes a pitch high, 3-0.
He touches the number almost with his bat. You can kind of see the way he just kind of taps it behind him. He almost hits that number 5 on the back of his jersey.
Almost like a timing sort of mechanism for himself, just to maybe mentally get ready for the pitch. There it is. 3-0 on the way from Garces. Taking all the way, it's a strike. You're not going to get many walks off Frank Garces. He served up just 16 in 14 games, just a little over a walk a game. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Garces battling back after falling behind 3-0. 2 strikeouts to open the inning, and a pitch away from striking out the side. Listen to this crowd here at Athletic Kulture Stadium. They are ready. So is Castaldo. And Garces looks in. The 3-2 pitch. And it's lifted down the line. Foul ball just by a few feet down that right field side. Count will hold 3-2.
Castaldo, you're expecting a fastball just a bit early on that one.
It's kind of interesting to say this, but nobody in this ballpark has more Baycats championship rings than the guy at the plate, Jordan Castaldo with 6. 3-2 on the way. Swing and a miss! Frank Garces starts the game, striking out the side in the top of the first inning. How about that? We go to the bottom of the first. Barrie and Toronto scoreless at Athletic Kulture Stadium.
I'm Christie fans from Fort Chrysler and Barrie Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. This year, we are the community partners of the Barrie Baycats. Community is near and dear to our hearts here at the dealerships and one of our core values, so we can support local and shop local.
Visit Alliance Billiards and Sports in the northeast end of Barrie. A fun, friendly family environment offering pool, darts, karaoke, and live entertainment. Enjoy a large variety of delicious food and drinks on the patio. You'll come as a stranger and leave as a friend.
Here come the Barrie Baycats. Noel McGarry-Doyle leading it off in center field. Brandon Hernandez bats second at short. Francisco, his brother, is at second batting third. Nolan Macabrota, the cleanup hitter, batting fourth at first base. Tristan Clark in left hits fifth. Noah Hall, the DH, in the number 6 spot. Clayton Keys in right. Tyler Plumpton behind the plate. Adam Odd, the number 9 hitter, at third.
And on the mound, the lefty for the Toronto Maple Leafs, Wilhennis Alvarado, has only faced the Baycats once. It was a 3 shutout innings the very first game of the season for the Baycats. His season statistics, a 4-2 record, a 5.72 ERA, very far separated from his ERA title back in 2023. He had 13 appearances this year, 8 of them starts. He's been in and out of the bullpen, but finally getting the ace spot, that number 1 start in the rotation in the playoffs that he kind of deserves.
Noel McGarry-Doyle playing his first IBL playoff game. Down the line, just foul. Skipping out of the way of that, third base umpire Jared Merkley.
Yeah, finally finished up at Mid-America Christian back down in Oklahoma, so no post-secondary obligation to get to this fall. He's around for his first IBL postseason.
.373 batting average to lead the Baycats here in 2025. Alvarado up high, count 1-1. Just joining us, Frank Garces struck out the side to open this ball game. Top of the first. Here's Alvarado's 1-1 pitch. Gets it over for a strike. .25-year-old Venezuelan. Winds into the delivery. Here it comes. On the ground, off his glove. It's to second. And the throw over from Dan Mara just in time to get Noel McGarry-Doyle for the first out.
Let's give you the defense here for the Toronto Maple Leafs behind Alvarado. In the outfield from left to right, Luca Boscarino, Dennis DeBanning, Marcus Connect. On the infield, it's Ryan Dos Santos at third, Spencer Ross at short, Dan Mara at second base, Jordan Castaldo at first, and Justin Mara behind the plate.
So here come the Hernandez brothers, Brandon and Francisco, to follow on deck. Number 2 and 3 in this Baycat lineup, respectively. First season together here in Barrie. Brandon made his IBL debut last year with the 2024 championship club. Both middle infielders. 1-0 on the way. Fouled off to the left.
So as I've told you before we went on air today, I was going through all these players' game logs and checking, their respective statistics against the opposing starter. So for Noel McGarry-Doyle, that was his first time Wilhennis Alvarado's ever gotten him out. Garrido was previously 3 for 3.
High fly ball, left field. Mascarino to his right, reaches up, makes the catch. 2 down. So they only faced him once this year, and that was the season opener. Yeah, it's 6-4 game for Toronto here in Barrie, spoiling the opening night party. Kind of a championship celebration, and Toronto came in here and rained on that parade.
Yeah, Alvarado had 3 shutout innings, right? You know, Josh Berenbaum started that game, and Alvarado came in 4th, 5th, and 6th and shut the Baycats lineup down.
Yeah, that was a really strong 1-2 punch that the Baycats faced that night. Berenbaum and Alvarado. Alvarado struck out 6, walked 2, allowed just 1 hit in those 3 shutout innings of relief. Not the start to the season the Baycats wanted. Down the line, foul ball.
Alvarado has gone 3-1 in his last 4 appearances this year, winning his last 2. But took the loss in Game 2 of the postseason last year against the Baycats, and that was a fantastic start from him. 7 1/3, 4 earned runs.
0-2 pitch fouled back to the screen. Just a sliver of sunshine left on the field right now, and that is disappearing quickly. We're sitting in shade right now, and definitely a postseason feel now with these earlier and earlier sunsets. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Alvarado winds and delivers inside and high. 1-2. Cleanup man Nolan Macabrota on deck, hopeful for an at-bat here with 2 out in the inning. Francisco Hernandez waggles the bat. Waits for the 1-2. Here it comes. And it's a line drive to second. Off the glove of Dan Mara and into right field. The Baycats get their first hit of the night. It comes off the bat of Francisco Hernandez.
Dan Mara did everything he could to try and catch up to that. He was shifted a little shade over towards the middle of the diamond towards second base, so had a bit further to go to his left to have a play on it. And a diving stab, just couldn't quite get a glove on it.
Nolan Macabrota led the Baycats in RBIs this year with 37. That's with a runner on first and 2 out here. The lefty, Alvarado, with his eye on the runner. Delivers. Macabrota taking. It's a called strike. No score. We're in the first. Baycats with a runner on and 2 out. Hernandez the lead. Leaning slightly. Does not go. And Macabrota fouls it back.
Important to kind of stir up the rhythm of Alvarado with that hit by Francisco Hernandez. You don't want to match a 1-2-3 inning with a 1-2-3 inning in your bottom half.
Up high, Macabrota leaning out of the way.
Gary, that was a strike, right?
Not sure it was quite as inside as Macabrota reacted there. It was definitely upstairs. 1-2. Hernandez leads. Alvarado's ready. And he comes home. A defensive swing by Macabrota to keep the count at 1-2.
Alvarado's a case where a left-handed hitter will have a really hard time seeing the ball out of his hand. He starts on the first base side of the rubber and then almost has a sidearm style delivery. So if you're a left-handed hitter, you're really having to crane your neck to try and see the ball out of his hand.
1-2. And the count is even. Baycats didn't steal a whole lot this year. 26 steals as a club. And Hernandez had 3 of them.
And all those were in the first half of the season before a hamstring injury that he suffered in Chatham.
Noel McGarry Doyle led the team with 5. 2-2 on the way. And the appeal, he didn't go.
Luca Boscarino or the catcher, Mara, about ready to throw that ball around. Or head back to the dugout, I guess. He came springing up from behind home plate, thinking that was the third strike.
Well, Francisco Hernandez took second base there, so.
Justin Mara had some words for Michael Gautreau. Even if Macabrota didn't offer, he thought that should have been a called strike 3. 3-2 now the count. Yeah. Runner at second.
Hernandez with the steal, he's on second.
Pitch on the way. On the ground to short. Ross. The throw across, and it's a bouncer. Gloved by Castaldo for the third out of the inning. Baycats strand a runner. We have played an inning. No score. Toronto and Barrie.
Thinking about doing a renovation but don't know where to find the best prices and quality? Go to Reno Liquidation Depot, where you'll find vanities, flooring, toilets, exterior doors, and so much more. Visit Reno Liquidation Depot today.
Step up to the plate at Park Place. The latest fashion, delicious dining, exciting entertainment. Hungry after the game? Stop by one of their patios or grab a sweet treat for a grand slam of flavors to satisfy every craving. Park Place, where every visit is a home run. The only North Barrie Market, your go-to for homemade meals, catering service, and the freshest locally sourced meat. Get ready for an unforgettable barbecue experience with Barrie Best Barbecue coming soon. All at North Barrie Market, 580 Bayfield.
That first inning of play was brought to you by Park Place, Barrie's Grand Slam destination for dining, shopping, and fun. See you after the game. Let's check in for the first time tonight with Maddie Gill.
Thanks, Julius. On Sunday, we saw Clayton Keys get pulled with a quad issue. He told me before the game he spent the week resting and resetting to give himself the best chance to bounce back. He said his quad is feeling better, but it's not quite 100% yet. Even though he's not fully healthy, he's committed to giving 100% effort in tonight's game coming into playoffs.
Thank you, Maddie. Well, they are certainly glad to have him here in 2025. Originally thought to be perhaps stepping in for the absence of Noel McGarry-Doyle, who got returned, so a bonus of having them both here. And then Willie Garcia released midway through the season. Open up a good spot for Clayton in right field. Heart of the order for the Leafs. Marcus Connect, Dennis DeBanning, Justin Mara. Scoreless first inning here in Barrie.
Well, if you think back to Clayton Keys, his last time he played in the IBL playoffs was against Barrie when he was with Hamilton.
Swing and a miss. 2023,
yep.
I guess, yeah. Boy, that seems like an eternity ago. In fact, the Baycats' last playoff loss feels like an eternity ago, and that's because it was the final game of the 2023 IBL Championship Series against Welland. They have not lost in the playoffs since.
10-game streak.
10-0 last year. Now time is called. I think we're going to see a lot of that tonight, especially with this lively crowd. And 2 strikes. But the crowd is right back. Here's the pitch from Garces. Strike 3! Cadet caught looking. It's brought to you by IMP North. What a start to this ball game for Frank Garces.
Incredible stuff. He led the IBL in strikeouts in the regular season, and he's bringing that same kind of energy to the playoffs when his team needs him most. You know, he's solidified himself long ago as the team's #1 starter, but he's just maintaining his case at this point.
We might have to start looking back at single game strikeout total records if this pace continues. Swing and a miss by Davy, strike one. Oh, and 1 from Garces. Low 1-1. Garces with a long look in, now an abbreviated delivery, and it's a called strike, 1-2.
Dennis Davy was the hero both times the Leafs played here, or won here in the regular season. He had the game-deciding hit in extras both those games.
1-2. Are you kidding me? 5 straight strikeouts for Frank Garces. Wow. He is dialed in and locked and loaded here tonight, folks.
At this point, you got to wonder if that 2-inning relief outing on Sunday really helped him out to get him to this point. Because we didn't think he was going to pitch on Sunday in relief. But he ends up getting 3 strikeouts in those 2 innings to cement the IBL lead.
Came into that game in dramatic form as well, with the Baycats up 8-4, and a very important game as it locked up second place for Barrie in the playoff seedings. They were playing the London Majors and had to win that game to get the number 2 seed. Frank Garces came in and got it done. Also set the franchise record and got the single season strikeout title as well. Or the total for the season for the IBL.
So back-to-back years of Baycat has led the IBL in strikeouts. Cesar Rosado last year with 105, and Frank Garces this year with 116.
1-1 pitch. On the ground. Well, that will break the streak. I'm sure no one's too upset about it. Throw over by Brandon Hernandez for the 3rd out of the inning. So Garces has struck out 5 through 2. He's retired 6 in a row. We go to the bottom of the 2nd. Barrie and Toronto scoreless. Danielle May Real Estate, supporting the Barrie Baycats and ready to help with all of your real estate questions. What is your home worth? Should you sell now or wait? Danielle is dedicated to your success. The next time you think real estate, think Danielle May.
Second inning of play is brought to you by JC Unlimited Contracting. Design, supply, build, renovate, servicing Simcoe region for over a decade.
Well, if you're just joining us, good news and bad news. The bad news is you missed the good news. Frank Garces struck out 5 in a row, something that neither you or I have seen in our years covering the IBL. I cannot recall a game that started with 5 strikeouts against one team.
Incredible. So I've seen it in Major League Baseball. You have those like rare games where a player will just be cruising through the first few innings. But in the IBL, that's a very difficult task to accomplish. It was finally finished with a Justin Mara ground out. But 5 straight strikeouts of 5 fantastic hitters as well by Frank Garces. You go Dos Santos, Javier Castaldo, Connect, and Davy. All guys that are, power bats in their lineup.
Well, I'm sure it's happened before, and we've definitely seen 5 strikeouts in a row, but 5 to start a ball game is impressive indeed. Alvarado with the first pitch to Tristan Clark, paints the outside corner for a strike. So the Baycats got a runner as far as second. Francisco Hernandez singled. stole second base. But then Nolan Macabrota grounded out to end the inning. It's an 0-2 count to Clark. He was darting back towards the third base side. Thought that was a little bit in.
And again, it's with that delivery from Alvarado, the lefty and that left side of the mound and the sidearm.
That one's high and inside, 1-2.
Just the angle in which the ball is coming towards the batter and towards the plate. It's kind of deceptive and very different than what you usually see even from a lefty that goes a bit more over the top in their delivery.
1-2. Inside, count is even. Tristan Clark, Noah Hull, Clayton Keys all due up here for Barrie in the bottom of the second. You never know with these two teams. Are we going to see a 20-5 game or a 2-1 game? We've seen both. This one's shaping up to be a good pitchers matchup so far. Called strike 3 to Tristan Clark. At least a couple pitches in that sequence he wasn't happy with. That's Alvarado's first strikeout of the game. Here comes Noah Hull.
It's crazy. Alvarado's got some catching up to do against his counterpart, but Alvarado very much a pitcher that he tends to feed off the success of the pitcher that he's pitching against. So usually pitching against an ace like Garces, you're likely going to get better results out of him.
Noah Hull fouls it off to the left. Hull DHing tonight, but versatile defensively. He can shift around. He's played some third base this year, a little bit of outfield, a little bit of first. Speaking of versatility, 0-1 pitch on the way. It's a high fly ball, center field. It'll stay up there. Over to his right is Dennis Devanning for the second out of the inning. How about Hayden Jaco? I don't think we even mentioned it on the broadcast, but he became, I think, the first Baycats player for sure, to play every defensive position.
Yeah. First player in the IBL since 1995 to accomplish playing at least one inning in every position in their career.
In his career, yeah. And I wasn't even aware that he was that close to accomplishing that.
Yeah, it looks like he won't be here until a possible second round for the Baycats.
So he started that game, I think, at first, and then they moved him to right field when they did some defensive changes. Clayton Keys left the game, that's right.
Yeah, and then the ninth inning, Jaco and McGarry Doyle switched right to center.
Swing and a miss by Keys.
And then if you think about the Saturday game, he started at shortstop.
That's right. Yeah, he's got his glove ready for any possible position. He's that kind of player. 1-1 pitch. Gets it over for a strike.
Well, he was a two-way player in college as well at Indiana State.
One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here's the pitch from Alvarado, and it's fouled over the screen and off the roof right above us. It comes caroling back down, and it bounces into a youngster's glove. He knew exactly the angle that ball was going to come off the roof and had himself positioned perfectly. And look, he's still standing in that spot.
It's like Dennis Rodman going for a rebound the way he was positioning himself
Cool as
there.
A cucumber. I don't think he moved his feet. He just knew the ball was going to come there. He's ready for the next one. That kid looked like he had done that 100 times. Off the roof, bounced off the ground right behind the dugout. Now he'll move to a different area. Two balls, 2 strikes. Alvarado with the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And there's the tag to complete the strikeout. So 2 strikeouts for Alvarado. And the Baycats go 3 up, 3 down in the second. Still scoreless, Toronto and Barrie. Game 1 of the first round of the IBL playoffs.
The Collingwood Brewery at 10 Sanford Fleming, producing delicious lagers, ales, and seltzers since 2014. The proud home of the Baycats Brew. Check out their retail shop and tap room, and select products at the LCBO, beer store, and grocery stores. Cheers, and go Baycats!
What if a thrift store could change lives? Barrie Families Unite is making it happen. Essential needs support for those families in our community who need it most. Charity gives. Dignity empowers.
Back live at Athletic Kulture Stadium in Springwater Township, Baycats and Maple Leafs are scoreless. With the spectacled Julius Hern, I'm Ben Davy. Got the glasses on tonight for the first time.
Yeah,
it's good.
Thank you.
See, now you're gonna, we all know you sound smarter than me. Now you look smarter than me.
Oh.
What do I have left? You gotta give me something here.
Don't do that to yourself. Stop.
I was telling you earlier, I used to always wear glasses. I ditched them, I think, the year you started, 2022. Finally got the contacts. Didn't think I could get used to them, but it started to feel pretty normal after a week or two.
It's more of a fashion statement, I think, for myself.
Called strike.
Now, I've told a few players that they kind of noticed that we were dressed up a bit more for tonight's broadcast. I'm like, it's a playoff game for us, too.
We go over our sports jacket rotation. I've got a 4-jacket rotation. I don't know how many you have, but we try to make sure that we don't overlap. Ground ball to second. There's the throw from Hernandez. Just in time for the out. 7 up, 7 down for Frank Garces. So I told you I'm going black, brown, blue, gray. That's my 4-jacket rotation. And then if we have a 5th broadcast, then I'll go back to the start.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
It's a rotation.
We never seem to wear the same thing, though, which is great.
It's funny, even during the regular season, for example, if I wear pants, you're wearing shorts.
I know.
If you wear shorts, I wear pants. never.
And I very rarely wear shorts. Very rarely, but I seem to pick the wrong night for it. Called strike to Spencer Ross, the number 8 hitter. So 7 up, 7 down. Leafs looking to get something going here on Frank Garces.
Yeah. Only 2 balls in play in the last 2 batters, both Mara brothers.
If you're just tuning in, 5 straight strikeouts started this game. Worth scrolling back after the game to see the impressive start to this game. Frank Garces delivered. 4 of those 5 were swinging strikeouts. 1-1 pitch, called strike 2.
Spencer Ross, typically a leadoff hitter bat with Kitchener, and then starting the year with Toronto, but really found his place in the 8-9 spots in the order for the Leafs.
Here's the pitch. High and foul. Ross stays alive.
Across the last 2 seasons, one of the only Leafs to have success against Garces. 4 for 8 in his career, a couple walks.
Here comes the crowd with 2 strikes. And time is called. Mentioned we're going to see a lot of this with 2 strikes on Frank Garces.
Leafs will do everything they can to bring Garces out of whatever rhythm he has going.
And it's amazing how well he handles it. He's ready. Here's the pitch. On the ground, foul. Manager Rob Butler joined me for a pregame chat, and Josh Matlow, the Baycats manager, as well. If you want to see those, I think there may be some reposts on the Baycats Instagram channel, Instagram stories. If you can't find it there, you're welcome to follow me at I'm Ben Davy, IMBENDAVY, and hear what manager Rob Butler had to say and manager Josh Matlow for the Baycats prior to game 1 tonight. High fly ball, left center. It'll be the left fielder taking it for the out. Tristan Clark, 2 out in the 3rd.
Ben, I think it's a good time now to pose my trivia question for the evening.
Yeah.
For yourself and for some of the fans watching this evening. In all my preparation for this series, I was going through the career statistics of everyone on the Maple Leafs roster against Frank Garces. There is one player on the Maple Leafs roster who has not struck out against Frank Garces.
Oh, wow. In the lineup tonight?
On the roster.
On the roster, not necessarily in the lineup. Okay. And my first guess was going to be Jordan Castaldo, but he's faced Garces an awful lot. Does not have a strikeout.
No. We can let this one sit for a few innings if you'd like.
Yeah, sure. I would immediately start thinking of some of the younger players, maybe. Feels like Garces has struck out just about everybody in the league at least once. Off his glove, Hernandez barehands it and can't make the throw. Oh, it's going to have to be an infield hit, I think, unfortunately. We'll see what they put that on the board. And, yeah.
It looked like it went off of Garces's arm, not even necessarily his glove. It kind of went maybe even off the lip of his glove and kind of rang down, and that's where the deflection came. Francisco Hernandez, a great effort to try and do anything with it, but, trying to barehand that play, and Boscarino runs well, is going to be a close play no matter what.
Yeah, you couldn't have expected Francisco to make that play, so that's the right call. It is a hit. Toronto's first of the game. So 2 outs, and it's back to the top of the order. Ryan Dos Santos pulled his swing back. Ball 1. Two and 0. This series continues tomorrow night at Christie Pits in Toronto. It's a 7:30 start. Thomas West and friends for our YouTube watchers, but get down there and cheer the Baycats on if you can. That's the closest road playoff game you'll get a chance to see, Christie Pits in Toronto. Want to get as many Barrie fans down to that game as possible tomorrow night. And then we're back here on Sunday. We thought it might be a 3-3. It's not. There's a day off between games 2 and 3, so the next Baycat home game will be Sunday at 4:05.
I'll be at the game tomorrow.
This is a best of 5. I'll look for you there. 2-1 pitch. Just missed.
That was a close call there from Michael Guthrow. Again, both these starting pitchers have that similar delivery, left-handers on the left side of the first base side of the rubber, and not necessarily over the top. Garces a bit more over the top than Alvarado is.
3-1 pitch, high, ball 4. Boy, Ryan Dos Santos' ability to work that strike zone is truly a thing of beauty. The pitch he took right before that could have gone either way. He's able to draw a walk, so just the second base runner for Toronto. 2 on now with 2 out.
45 walks in the regular season, setting a single-season league record. I mean, the guy on deck now, Jordan Castaldo, I got to imagine that he's learned a thing or two from him, the way that he's been able to get on base in his IBL career.
It's funny because John Javier was one of the ones that I thought might have been an answer. No, he struck out in the first. There's a called strike. So if you're going to be at Christie Pits tomorrow night, you're going to have to give me your cookie order because you know where I'm going to be headed.
I made it a point I'm going to go there at least once tomorrow.
Okay, well, we can go together if you like. I'll take you there and introduce you to everybody. They know me by name now, so. But I thought you would be – your media work is a little more involved than mine is, so
yeah, I'll be
I wasn't
a
sure
lot.
if you'd be able to step away.
Well, if I have time before the game, I'm going to go.
Okay. If not, let me know and give me your order and I'll pick you up something. Midnight Cookie on Bloor Street. They sponsor absolutely nothing on our broadcast, yet we've mentioned them, I think, every time we've played Toronto this season.
Credit's due where credit's due.
They owe me at least a half a cookie by now. 2 balls, 1 strike. Two and 2.
First time either team's had 2 runners on in this game. Baycats had Francisco Hernandez at second back in the first.
Boscarino at second, Dos Santos at first, 2 down. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Frank Garces kicks, delivers, fouled back to the screen. What an at-bat by John Javier. The 22-year-old Dominican had an outstanding first IBL season. A tough out for Garces. 2-2. Here's the pitch. Fly ball, right center field towards the gap. It carries and it drops for extra bases. In to score is Boscarino. They're going to send home to Santos. 2-0 Toronto here in the top of the third inning.
Perfectly placed ball there from John Javier. Couldn't have asked for anything better. Right in the middle of that right center field gap between Keys and McGarry Doyle. And the way he's hit this year has been so impressive. 322 in the regular season. You mentioned first IBL season. He was just playing independent Dominican League ball last year before making the jump up to the IBL.
What an at-bat. Fouling him off with 2 strikes. Drives a double into the gap. Boscarino and Dos Santos make it a 2-0 Toronto lead. So this is exactly what the Maple Leafs did here on opening night, scoring first early in the game. I think they scored in the first inning that night. Took him to the third here this evening to get a couple off Frank Garces. Swing and a miss.
Well, I think even more impressive as well, all this with 2 out. Boscarino that had a bit of luck with that infield single out of the number 9 spot, and then Dos Santos continued it with a walk.
Yeah, that ball off Garces's glove, and Francisco Hernandez made the bare hand attempt. And that kind of led to this 2-run inning here. Castaldo taking, and it's outside, 2-1. So Garces retired 8 in a row. Lost the number 9 hitter, and now the top of the order doing some damage. Dos Santos with a walk. Javier driving in 2 with a double. 2-1 to Castaldo. Pitch on the way. A little bit low. 3-1.
You can see the Maple Leafs dugout starting to get more vocal. You can see that double by Javier really energized them getting those first couple runs on the board.
It's not often you can get an early lead off Frank Garces. We have not seen that much this season.
Yeah, I didn't think so either until they surprised.
Usually the best you can hope for is a run or two near the end of his appearance, but Maple Leafs looking to add more here, up 2-0. Here's the pitch. Ball 4. Castaldo tosses the bat away. Second walk for Garces. First base was open anyway, so not necessarily a catastrophic walk, but this is a tough hitter as well. Marcus Connect.
And Connect led the Maple Leafs in batting average this year at a mid-season oblique injury, but that didn't stop his power. Came right back and had a couple home runs in the back half of his season.
Almost looked better after his injury than before. And he drives this one to right field. And the catch is made by Clayton Keys. What an athletic grab. Keys reaches up and pulls that one down. The inning is over. And on that note, Toronto takes a 2-0 lead after 2.5. As Keys walks off, looks like he's okay. What an end of the inning. 2-0 Leafs through 2.5 here in Barrie.
Hi, I'm Christie Fans from Fort Chrysler and Barrie Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. This year, we are the community partners of the Barrie Baycats. Community is near and dear to our hearts here at the dealerships and one of our core values, so we can support local and shop local.
Visit Alliance Billiards and Sports in the northeast end of Barrie. A fun, friendly family environment offering pool, darts, karaoke, and live entertainment. Enjoy a large variety of delicious food and drinks on the patio. You'll come as a stranger and leave as a friend.
Third inning of play is brought to you by Render 3D Quick, the #1 architectural 3D rendering company in Canada, working with thousands of builders, developers, architects, and more.
Baycats will look to get a couple back for their starter, Frank Garces, trailing 2-0 now. It'll be the number 8 hitter, Tyler Plumpton, coming to the plate to lead it off.
The catcher number 44, Tyler Plumpton.
Veteran catcher, 37 years old, another outstanding season for the Baycats. Wilhelmus Alvarado with the first pitch low and inside.
Plumpton just a hair under 300 at 298 for the season in 24 games, but another one of those Baycats that the contribution seems to go kind of under the radar.
Offensively and defensively. Called strike. I can't even begin to tell you how many times manager Josh Matlow has praised Tyler Plumpton's work behind the plate, handling the pitching staff. You'll very rarely see pitchers shake him off. He's a true student of the game and the league and is well prepared for every game, knowing exactly how to attack each batter that's going to come to the plate.
Well, especially doing it at his age. He's 37.
He's seen a lot of these guys for a long time. Knows their strengths and their vulnerabilities, and an invaluable asset behind the plate for the Baycats.
It can also be a great situational hitter when you need him. We saw how much the Baycats were putting bunts on Sunday. It seemed like they were really going back to the fundamentals on Sunday in that win against London.
It seemed like both of those games there was a lot of bunting last weekend. 1-2 from Alvarado. Good off speed, and it's outside 2-2. 2 runs, 2 hits for Toronto. No runs, 1 hit for Barrie. Adam Ahd taking some hard swings in the on-deck circle. Here's the pitch. Just glanced off Plumpton's bat to keep the at-bat alive.
A bit of a weird swing there from Plumpton. Kind of brought it down almost straight up and down with the plate. The movement on that pitch from the lefty Alvarado.
Well, it went off his bat, and it might have gone off something else, too. It almost, to me, just the naked eye, it kind of looked like there was kind of a double hit there off the bat and then maybe part of his leg. 2-2 on the way from Alvarado. Here it comes, up high. Count is full. Three-two. Swing and a miss. 3 of the last 4 Baycat outs have been strikeouts. Here's the number 9 hitter, Adam Ahd.
Seemed like Alvarado's kind of picked up where Garces left off. Garces struck out the first 5 in this game, but since then Alvarado's picked up 3 and starting to catch up.
That is interesting. So one out, nobody on. Adam Ahd, the number 9 hitter, for the first time tonight to face Wilhelmus Alvarado. Swings and misses.
I was talking with Adam Ahd pregame. He was giving me a very detailed breakdown of the way he looks at Alvarado as a lefty and being a lefty batter.
Looks that one right into the catcher's glove. 1-1.
Adam Ahd is 0 for 8 in his career against Alvarado, so the experience that he's had, obviously on the negative side, but he's seen a lot of pitches from Alvarado. Had him odd in his career against Alvarado. 3 games, 0 for 8 with 5 strikeouts.
Those were probably all before this season as well. I'm not sure if he was in the lineup when he last faced Alvarado. I don't think so.
He was. Faced him once.
That was opening night?
Yeah.
Odd was here for that? Okay. 2-2. So the at-bat will continue. Noel McGarry Doyle, the leadoff hitter, is on deck. Lefty versus lefty. Odd steps in. Waits for the 2-2. Here it comes. Swings and misses. 3 strikeouts in a row for Alvarado. 2 in the inning. And we go back to the top of the order.
3 straight Ks for Alvarado. It seems like he had that first inning to kind of lock in a little bit and, continue getting warmed up, but really taking it into high gear this second and third.
So 9 strikeouts in this game. 5 for Garces, 4 for Alvarado, and we're only in the bottom of the third inning. Noel McGarry Doyle grounded out to start the bottom of the first in his previous plate appearance. 1-0 pitch is in tight. Alvarado had 52 strikeouts in the regular season, 23 walks.
The only base runner he allowed was on a single. He had to walk one.
Here's the pitch. Foul to the screen. 2-1. Alvarado's pitch, and it's into left field for a base hit. Oscarino backhands it, fires it in. 2-out single for Noel McGarry Doyle.
Almost lay on that fastball, and McGarry Doyle, but stayed with it, was able to shoot it into left field for a much-needed base hit. Similar to what we saw with Francisco Hernandez back in the first, another 2-out hit to kind of keep things going for Barrie.
So Brandon Hernandez is 0 for 1 tonight. Will bat. Francisco hopeful for an at-bat on deck. Takes the first pitch inside. Brandon this season hit .268. His brother, Francisco, .288. McGarry Doyle the lead. Alvarado with a 1-0. Fly ball, center field. Debane coming in, makes the catch. Well, that'll do it. Baycats stranded another runner. 3 innings in the books here at Athletic Kulture Stadium. Toronto on top by a score of 2-0.
The only North Barrie Market, your go-to for homemade meals, catering service, and the freshest locally sourced meat. Get ready for an unforgettable barbecue experience with Barrie Best Barbecue coming soon. All at North Barrie Market, 580 Bayfield.
Thinking about doing a renovation but don't know where to find the best prices and quality? Go to Reno Liquidation Depot, where you'll find vanities, flooring, toilets, exterior doors, and so much more. Visit Reno Liquidation Depot today.
Step up to the plate at Park Place. The latest fashion, delicious dining, exciting entertainment. Hungry after the game? Stop by one of their patios or grab a sweet treat for a grand slam of flavors to satisfy every craving. Park Place, where every visit is a home run.
We go to the fourth. It's Toronto on top by a score of 2-0. Let's get another dugout report from our own Maddie Gale.
Thanks, Ben. This was mentioned on the broadcast before, but this is Noel McGarry-Doyle's first ever time playing in IBL playoffs. Before the game, he told me he doesn't feel very different about the playoffs compared to the regular season. He keeps his approach the same. He emphasized that sticking to routine and not overthinking is what works best for him. He mentioned it does feel different in another way because last season he had to watch playoffs from a screen while he was away at school, so he's grateful for the opportunity to be on the field tonight.
Pretty exciting, and the Baycats are glad to have him, that's for sure. It looked like at the start of the year a couple of these guys might be lost to the Frontier League, Nolan Macabrota as well, but both of them returned, and boy, imagine what this lineup would look like without Noel McGarry-Doyle and Nolan Macabrota.
You wouldn't be looking at a 2 seed, I don't think. You might be looking at a 4 or 5.
I think that goes without saying. Frank Garces for his fourth inning of work here, trailing 2-0.
It's great to see Noel McGarry-Doyle getting the recognition that he deserves, kind of all kind of encapsulated this 1 year.
Popped up, right side, and it's out of play.
You mentioned the Frontier League. He had a few games over there. It didn't quite work out. It's a cutthroat league over there. Gets cut, brought back to Barrie, and has played one of the biggest roles, especially as a leadoff hitter on this team. He's an all-star.
Called strike 3, Dave Banning. Leaning back and making his case here to the home plate umpire. He thought for sure that was inside.
Catcher number 9, Justin Mara.
Strikeout for IMP North.
Again, we're looking at it from a little bit skewed towards the first base side because that's just where our broadcast position is. But the lefties pitching to right-handers, you see that angle come in. You know, very different than when you see an over-the-top righty.
Popped up, off of the mask Plumpton, and he will not have a play. It bounces off the metal bleachers right in front of a fan. Looks like everyone's okay. Whenever you hear metal, that's a good sound. It means it didn't hit somebody in the head or some other place.
Yeah, just glad to see everyone's okay. It sounded like it went off the foot of the bleacher, I think.
Say what you want about home plate umpire Michael Gautreau, but he has not been influenced at all by the hitters' reactions to some of those close pitches.
We haven't had him here for a game yet this year, so it's his first time at Athletic Kulture Stadium.
Sometimes a hitter will try to sell a call, and he's not taking the bait, that's for sure. It's got to be hard for a home plate umpire. I mean, you got to have your mind made up in a split second, whether you're going to call that a strike or not. And two-one pitch. Plumpton setting up outside. That's a called strike.
Justin Mara thinking that one's probably a little bit low, especially from his point of view being a catcher. He's been seeing the strike zone from a different perspective all night long as well.
Well, it hit Plumpton's target, and sometimes that can be a key when it comes to balls and strikes as well. Now here's the crowd with a 2-2 pitch coming up. Garces to Mara. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. 2 strikeouts for Frank Garces. So the strikeout genie tonight has gone from Garces to Alvarado, and now apparently back to Garces.
Third time tonight, Garces has struck out the first 2 batters he's faced in an inning. And now it's kind of the obstacle that he faced last inning where he had 2 outs and then all the offense came from Toronto all in that 2-out clutch situation.
First pitch strike to Dan Mara. Mara 0 for 1. Up the middle, into center field for a base hit. A 2-out single, and that's how things unraveled in the third inning. Spencer Ross, the number 8 hitter, comes to the plate. So Frank got Mara and Ross to start the third, and then a weakly hit ball off of Garces's glove. Turned out to be an infield single for Boscarino, and the Leafs got their only 2 runs so far that inning. Ross will face Garces for the second time tonight. First pitch. A little outside, ball one.
The dusk really starting to fall over the ballpark now. There's no wind, so it's like that kind of playoff, it's kind of calm before the storm, so to speak.
Kind of feels like the games start later once we start getting sundown the way we have it.
Well, that's how you know it's playoff baseball too, right?
That's right. Well, wait till September comes. 2 balls, no strikes to Spencer Ross. The left-hander kicks and delivers. On the ground, left side. Throw across. Renanabad is in plenty of time for the out. Leaf strand a runner in the top of the 4th inning. Barrie coming to bat, trailing by 2. Danielle May Real Estate, supporting the Barrie Baycats and ready to help with all of your real estate questions. What is your home worth? Should you sell now or wait? Danielle is dedicated to your success. The next time you think real estate, think Danielle May.
Fourth inning of play is brought to you by Vintage Throne Barber Lounge, redefining gentlemen one community at a time.
2-0 Maple Leafs. Ben Davy, Julius Hern, Matty Gale at Athletic Kulture Stadium in Springwater Township. Baycats with a string of 10 consecutive playoff wins on the line here tonight in this round 1 series opener with the Toronto Maple Leafs, the team that they beat 3 straight a year ago. Wilhenis Alvarado looks to pick up right where he left off in the 3rd inning. Out here in the 4th, facing Francisco Hernandez, Nolan Macabrota, and Tristan Clark. Francisco just getting out of the way of that one.
It's tough to lay a surprise bunt like that against a lefty pitcher with that kind of arm angle. Alvarado trying to fastball on to start the at-bat.
Called strike, 1-1. Francisco got the Baycats' first hit of the game. Singled, stole second. That's the closest Barrie has come to scoring in this game. That all came with 2 out in the 1st. And it's a 2-1 count to Francisco Hernandez. Alvarado tugs his cap. Looks in, nods. Rocks into the windup. 2-1. And the count is even.
Francisco Hernandez had 15 at-bats this year as a leadoff hitter to start an inning. Hit .267, had a home run and 2 walks. Started out the year, the first time these two teams played this year, Francisco Hernandez was the #1 hitter in the Baycats lineup.
2-2 pitch.
Down the line, off the glove of Castaldo, recovers. The toss to Alvarado, covering is in time. What a play by Castaldo and Alvarado, 1 out in the inning.
Kind of a bang-bang play. It turned out to be with the head-first slide there from Francisco Hernandez. It was very close at first. Got Costello with an easy call with the first out of the inning. Yeah, Alvarado really needed to have the wherewithal there to make his way over to first base. You can see he was kind of in a foot race there with Hernandez after a little bit of a bobble there from Castaldo.
I was actually surprised Castaldo didn't just sprint to the bag. I thought that was going to be the plan. He saw that Alvarado was darting over, and even a half a step would have cost him, but he got there just in the nick of time. So Nolan Macabrota, who's 0 for 1 tonight, hit a monstrous home run here to dead center field on the weekend. If anyone's going to hit a ball over that 405 sign, it's him.
And some players tell me they knew it was gone off the bat, but the more it kept kind of going towards center field, the more it stopped losing its height.
Takes a called strike, 1 and 2.
But it ended up being about 430-foot home run.
It's a good guess. I don't think there's a park in this league that would have held it. On the ground to second. Dan Mara to first in time for the out. So if that ball was hit at Christie Pitts in Toronto, you said you think it's about 430 feet?
Yeah.
Where would that ball have landed at Christie Pitts? Probably on the
Probably off the roof, yeah.
Or I was going to say over by the swings and the playground equipment.
Yeah. Because I'm trying to picture how high the little building out in center field is in terms of its height.
Probably would have gone off that roof.
Yeah.
You're right. Interesting thing about Christie Pitts is there's a lot of people there that aren't watching baseball.
Yeah.
They're walking their dogs. They're kicking the soccer ball around. They're
Really
just
residential neighborhood.
having a picnic on a blanket. And, I mean, a home run ball could come your way at any time. Some fans are watching the game. Some aren't even really aware that the game's going on. And
You could be on the street on the hilltop and get a foul ball.
a lot of balls, go towards the parked cars on Christie Street, or I think it's Barton Avenue, down the first base side. Baseball on the corner. It's the one park in the IBL that is truly baseball on the corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Tristan Clark struck out once tonight. On the ground to short. Ross, long throw. It's there. A 3 up, 3 down, 4th for the Baycats. Julius will call innings 5 and 6 when we return. The Collingwood Brewery at 10 Sanford Fleming, producing delicious lagers, ales, and seltzers since 2014. The proud home of the Baycats Brew. Check out their retail shop and tap room, and select products at the LCBO, beer store, and grocery stores. Cheers, and go Baycats!
What if a thrift store could change lives? Barrie Families Unite is making it happen. Essential needs support for those families in our community who need it most. Charity gives. Dignity empowers.
Step up to the plate at Park Place. The latest fashion, delicious dining, exciting entertainment. Hungry after the game? Stop by one of their patios or grab a sweet treat for a grand slam of flavors to satisfy every craving. Park Place, where every visit is a home run.
Top of the 5th inning, Athletic Kulture Stadium. Game 1 between the Maple Leafs and Baycats, a first-round rematch from 2024, and this is a big one for both teams. Leafs lead at 2-0. And the number 9 hitter, Luca Boscarino, to lead off here in the 5th against Frank Garces.
We're just chatting off air how important it is for Barrie to win Game 1 of this series. I mean, it's a best of 5. It can go either way in a hurry.
First pitch to Boscarino, a strike, and you're absolutely right. It's the lack of run support that Frank Garces has gotten this year seems to kind of been a theme all year long, and they're hoping it doesn't carry over into this one. Shot out to right field, into the corner. Will it stay fair? Foul ball. Very close call there from Scott Costello behind first base. Just kept slicing towards that right field line. Tough luck there for Luca Boscarino.
No wind at all right now, and yeah, these fans holding their collective breath on that one. Would have been extra bases for sure. Josh Matlow alluded to it in my pregame interview with him, which is on our social media, about getting an early lead. He mentioned it last year. That was sort of the theme of, scoring first, holding the lead, and he said that's the same thing this year. And he did say, especially for Frank Garces, getting him an early lead is really important.
Foul back to the screen. You mentioned 93 straight innings in the playoffs last year with full innings without trailing. Was a big deal for this team in their championship run.
And he didn't elaborate on it too much, but he did specifically mention Frank, and he said we especially need to get early leads for him.
0-2, Boscarino, called strike 3. Another K on the board for Garces. It's brought to you by IMP North.
Well, Boscarino just in disbelief. That pitch looked to be inside, but Mike Gautreau has been calling those. And Boscarino didn't really overreact, but clearly he thought that pitch was in. A case could have been made that it was.
8 strikeouts now for Garces, and back to the top of the order, the man that started it all, Ryan Dos Santos. Takes first pitch low. Dos Santos struck out to start the game, walked and scored in the 3rd. It was him and Boscarino came around on a John Javier double. Takes that one for a strike.
No, we don't have the luxury of an electronic strike zone to look at here in the IBL, but Mike Gautreau kind of has his own strike zone tonight, but he has been consistent on those inside ones.
1-1. That one's up and away. A couple lefties. It's kind of the same sight line for Mike Gautreau behind the plate.
Yeah, we can really only go by what our eyes tell us and by what you see on the screen.
Tyler Plumpton sets up. Garces, 2-1 delivery. Fouled off by Dos Santos.
You see how quick Frank moved his feet there? That's that compact, abbreviated, quick pitch. We've seen him do that before, especially in the middle of an at-bat. Just trying to throw the hitter's timing off a little bit.
As much as the hitters are trying to throw Garces off of his rhythm, Garces is trying to throw the hitters off their own rhythm. Not trying to make every pitch motion or the time in between pitches the same. 2-2. Up high. Dos Santos once again works the count full. Garces looking for his 9th strikeout in just 4 2/3 innings. Will he get it here? Here's the 3-2. Another walk worked by Ryan Dos Santos.
Well, you wouldn't believe it unless you saw it with your own eyes. The way Ryan Dos Santos is able to get on base. 2 walks tonight. 46 in the regular season, so 48 combined on the year, including tonight's game.
3 walks issued by Frank Garces tonight, and to 2 players that you might expect them to be. 2 by Dos Santos and another by Jordan Castaldo. The first pitch to John Javier is inside. Javier's double is the difference in this game right now. Scored Dos Santos and Boscarino back in the 3rd. 1-0. Popped out of play, foul.
So DeSantos scored 45 runs in the regular season for the Leafs, by far and away their leader in that category. Hit only 252. But those 46 walks, really the story of his season. Getting on base and letting the big bats bring him in.
Another shot out to that right center field gap. Keys comes on and makes a running catch for out number 2.
Well, he just makes it look effortless. He already had one highlight reel catch earlier in this game. That one he was able to stay on his feet for at least. He had a long way to go.
Imagine the outfielders shifted a little bit more towards straight away after that double by Javier in that opposite field gap. So Keys cutting it off before he could get there. This is Jordan Castaldo, the former Baycat. Dos Santos to lead off first. First pitch to Castaldo, a swing and a miss. Dos Santos led the Maple Leafs in stolen bases, the only one with double digits, had 15, was only caught 4 times. He goes here. Pitch up, Plumpton's throw down to second is not in time. Just getting the foot in on the slide is Dos Santos, and this inning will continue.
Jared Merkley with the palms down, and everybody at this park, at least the Baycat fans, thought that Plumpton had thrown him out. That was a picture-perfect throw. The tag by Hernandez right on the mark. And I just got a feeling that if we could have took a second look at that, that probably could have gone either way. That was a close call.
Bang, bang at second base. And now runner in scoring position here for Castaldo. 2 out, 1-1. Swing and miss through that one as well.
Well, this might be the pitch of the game for Garces coming up right here. I know it's still early. You're down by 2, runner in scoring position. This game looking like a nail-biter between these two clubs, and this is a big pitch for Frank to put out the fire here on the 5th.
Castaldo hit .384 in the regular season with runners in scoring position, trying to add on to the Maple Leafs lead here. The 1-2 fouled away.
This crowd is whooping it up here tonight. Frank Garces, a fan favorite on any night, but especially this evening. Game 1 of the playoffs. They've been chanting his name all night.
And these fans know it's a playoff game, too. They brought their A game. Trying to be as vocal as possible, especially in this .400 rivalry game. One-two, 2 out. Garces pitch in the dirt, blocked by Plumpton. Manages to keep it close enough to hold Dos Santos at second base.
Plumpton making almost a soccer-like play with his feet to make sure that that ball stayed parallel with him and didn't get behind him, because once you've got to turn your back to the base runner and chase that ball down, all bets are off. And by keeping that ball between his feet and making sure it stayed to his side, he was able to keep an eye on Ryan Dos Santos at second and make sure he went no further.
Castaldo hit his 500th career RBI back in July. Led the team in RBI with 38. Chance to put another one up on the board. The 2-2, it's up high and works the count full.
Jordan Castaldo is one of the toughest 2 strikeouts in the league. Almost like a Wade Boggs approach at the plate. Getting that 3rd strike on him is so tough.
Struck out 27 times in the regular season to just 24 walks. The fans are behind Garces. Here's the 3-2. Called strike 3. Castaldo can't believe it, but Garces gets out of a jam, and it's still 2-0 in favor of the Maple Leafs. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Baycats trying to tack on some runs to start their playoffs. You're watching Baycats TV.
Christie fans from Chrysler and Barrie Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. This year, we are the community partners of the Barrie Baycats. Community is near and dear to our hearts here at the dealerships and one of our core values, so we can support local and shop local.
Visit Alliance Billiards and Sports in the northeast end of Barrie. A fun, friendly family environment offering pool, darts, karaoke, and live entertainment. Enjoy a large variety of delicious food and drinks on the patio. You'll come as a stranger and leave as a friend.
We go to the bottom of the fifth inning. It's brought to you by One-Eyed Jack Barrie. Bring your same-day Baycats tickets before or after a game and get 10% off your bill.
Julius, Hern, Ben, Davy, Matt Gill along with you. Game 1 of the playoffs, first round, Toronto and Barrie. It's the Leafs up 2-0. Noah Hull will lead it off for the Baycats here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Just 2 hits on the board for the Baycats in the first 4 innings against Will Hennis Alvarado. Starts off Hull with a called strike. Alvarado's racked up 4 strikeouts in his first 4 innings of work. That one away from Hull. Frank Garces for Barrie. Got Jordan Castaldo looking to get out of a jam in the top half of this inning, stranding a runner at second base. That was his 9th of the game. Hull fouls that back to the screen.
Well, from the outset, we were watching what Frank Garces was doing and thinking this might be a real special game for him, but it's turning out to be a special game for Will Hennis Alvarado. He's retired 10 of 11. Only allowed the single to Noel McGarry Doyle with 2 outs in the third since that first inning single by Francisco Hernandez.
Another one fouled away by Noah Hull. Alvarado 0-1 in the postseason last year against Barrie, but it was a great start from his perspective. 7 in the third, 4 earned runs, 7 hits, had 12 strikeouts in that outing. Hull flies this one out to center field. Back a little bit is Dave Banning, and he makes the catch. 1 down.
This telecast is presented by the authority of the Intercounty Baseball League of the Barrie Baycats Baseball Club, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent. Any rebroadcast, reproduction, or retransmission in any form is strictly prohibited.
Clayton Keys struck out his first time up. Second time that Noah Hull has flown out to center field in this game, but still just the 2 hits to show for the Baycats offense today. Big swing through that one, similar to how he ended his first plate appearance. Oh, 1 from Alvarado, just low.
Well, this game is shaping up to be a nail-biter between Toronto and Barrie. Looking elsewhere in the IBL playoffs tonight, a couple of big leads, one by the Welland Jackfish over the Kitchener Panthers. That's a 5-0 lead in Welland. And it's the Hamilton Cardinals over the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers on the road, 5-1 in that game.
Another big swing and a miss by Keys. No surprise there, in my opinion, from the Welland Jackfish. A lot of people thinking that's going to be a 3-0 sweep. But I give the Kitchener Panthers credit. They were a very scrappy team in the regular season. Kind of a couple close games with these Barrie Baycats. Called strike 3 on Keys. Once again, he's not happy with the call, but that's K number 5 for Alvarado.
So that Welland Kitchener series resumes tomorrow. Barrie Toronto is mentioned at Christie Pitts tomorrow. Guelph London gets underway. They have game 1 tomorrow at Labatt Memorial Park in London. Chatham-Kent plays Hamilton tomorrow too, so it's a full slate of games on a Friday night in the IBL playoffs.
That Guelph-London series is going to be incredible to watch. Because Guelph, as we've mentioned before, not a true 6 seed. Tyler Plumpton hits that one on the ground. Spencer Ross charging in. The throw on to first is in time, And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Wilhennis Alvarado. Still a 2-0 lead for the Maple Leafs as we go to the 6th inning. 2-0 Toronto here in Barrie.
Well, he's got their number.
The only North Barrie Market, your go-to for homemade meals, catering service, and the freshest locally sourced meat. Get ready for an unforgettable barbecue experience with Barrie Best Barbecue coming soon. All at North Barrie Market, 580 Bayfield.
Thinking about doing a renovation but don't know where to find the best prices and quality? Go to Reno Liquidation Depot, where you'll find vanities, flooring, toilets, exterior doors, and so much more. Visit Reno Liquidation Depot today.
Step up to the plate at Park Place. The latest fashion, delicious dining, exciting entertainment. Hungry after the game? Stop by one of their patios or grab a sweet treat for a grand slam of flavors to satisfy every craving. Park Place, where every visit is a home run.
Top of the 6th inning, still 2-0 Toronto. Let's check in once again with Maddie Gale.
Thanks, Julius. Yeah, we have a big birthday on the Baycats tonight. Brandon Hernandez turns 24 today. I asked him pregame how he felt about this, and he said his only wish is to get another championship ring. He said that he's happy that he gets to celebrate his birthday by being on the field playing baseball, and that winning with this group would make this day even more special.
Thank you, Maddie. A very happy birthday to Brandon Hernandez.
I hope his brother remembered it's his birthday. I've been guilty a time or two of forgetting my sibling's birthday. It just sneaks up on you. But it was announced on the ballpark here, so Francisco has no excuse. Yeah. The day's not over.
First pitch to Marcus Connect is a called strike out of the hand of Frank Garces. You see just the reaction from that first pitch. Marcus Connect and those Maple Leafs still having a tough time with Michael Guthrow's strike zone. That one as well called a strike. It's 0-2.
So I chatted with Toronto Maple Leafs manager Rob Butler before the game. He was kind enough to give me 3 or 4 minutes of his time and just to get his take on this matchup between Toronto and Barrie. And seems to be a regular thing between these clubs squaring off at some point in the playoffs. As mentioned, it's the 10th time in the history of these franchises. And I asked Rob a tough question. I asked him about the situation with Dustin Richardson, the former GM and closer for the Maple Leafs, and his midseason departure, which caught a lot of people by surprise around the league.
1-2 to Connect. Cut on and missed. Strikeout number 10 for Frank Garces. It's brought to you by IMP North.
So what happened, for those who don't know, Dustin Richardson released a public statement criticizing the organization for a number of things that he just felt unhappy with as far as the direction the organization was headed. And that was it for his season. He was gone after that, but had some really sharp criticism towards a number of different things. And I asked Rob about that. First question was, first of all, did anybody see that coming?
First pitch to Dave Banning is call a strike on the outside part of the plate.
Rob said he and everyone were aware that there were rumblings that he was unhappy with a lot of different things, but they certainly didn't think a public statement was coming down the pipe.
0-1, a big swing and miss from Dave Banning.
And Rob said that his own opinion was that Dustin had kind of broke the family code. You know, among teammates, it's a family environment, and stuff like that should be dealt with in-house. So they made the decision to move on from Richardson. That's what Rob Butler told me.
0-2 from Garces, it's up high.
One of Richardson's criticisms had to do with Japanese player Ayami Soto and the perception that perhaps she didn't belong on the team. And Rob Butler called her an incredible inspiration. He said that she never complained. She played every time she was asked, played sore a lot of the time, and just never said no. It was a real inspiration, and a great thing for this ball club.
1-2 shot out to right field, but it's going to land foul near the Baycats bullpen.
So all that criticism and sentiment, a number of people started to feel like that could very easily become a cancer among the club, and they decided to part ways with Richardson. And then I asked him, was there any possibility that he would be able to continue to pitch after releasing the statement so publicly as he did? And Rob Butler said, no, absolutely not.
DeBanning and Garces, a 1-2. That one's up high. And that's too bad because this was Dustin Richardson told us before the season started, the home opener for the Baycats, this was the healthiest he'd ever come into a season. The way he was feeling, and he got the save on opening night here. He was having an all-star type campaign as a shutdown closer. 2-2 to DeBanning, fouled away. Check swing foul.
It'd be interesting to talk to him. And again, we only talked to Rob Butler, didn't get a chance to talk to Dustin. You certainly want to get his side of the story, but what led him to believe that was the right time to release a public statement like that? If he wanted to go public about it, why not wait until after the postseason? Maybe he thought he really needed to get people's attention, and that was the time to do it.
Very interesting timing for sure. 2-2 from Garces. Cut on and missed. The throw down to first to complete. Strikeout number 11 for the Baycats lefty. It's brought to you by IMP North.
3 in a row for Garces now as he gets Castaldo, Connect, and DeBanning. Anyways, if you'd like to hear that interview, again, it's only about 3 minutes or so, but it's on my Instagram page. I did tag Maple Leafs Baseball. They haven't reposted it, which is fine. If you want to go to my page, though, you can see that interview in its entirety. I am Ben Davy, Bendavy. And my interview with Josh Matlow, the Baycats manager's up there as well.
Dennis DeBanning has struck out 3 times now against Frank Garces. This is Justin Mara. And he takes a first pitch strike. Garces looks in, a quick 0-1, called strike again. And Maple Leafs management, they put Dustin Richardson on the inactive list right around the deadline, so no opportunity for him to pitch the rest of the year or be sent to another team.
No, he would have had to have been traded, which I don't even know how that would work because he was the GM, so he would have had to trade himself somehow. Yeah. How do you trade yourself when you're the GM? You can't do that.
Exactly.
There's some sort of way around it, I'm sure, but...
The 0-2 from Garces, fouled off to the screen by Mara.
So it's too bad he's missing this series, but perhaps he's watching, who knows? Maybe we'll see him at the ballpark.
Maybe.
He could show up, but he won't be playing, that we can tell you for sure.
Garces trying to strike out the side for the second time tonight. The 0-2 to Mara. Wave and a miss. 12 strikeouts for Frank Garces. Brought to you by IMP North. Another great outing so far for Garces, but his team still trails Toronto by a score of 2-0. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning on Baycats TV.
Danielle May Real Estate, supporting the Barrie Baycats and ready to help with all of your real estate questions. What is your home worth? Should you sell now or wait? Danielle is dedicated to your success. The next time you think real estate, think Danielle May.
To the bottom of the sixth we go. It's brought to you by Moving.ca. Two small men with big hearts moving, your original Canadian two-men movers. When you think two men, think with big hearts, your Canadian choice.
Along with Ben Davy, Matty Gale, I'm Julius Hern. Former Maple Leaf Adam Maude steps in to lead it off for the Baycats here in the sixth inning against Wilhennis Alvarado, who has now gone 8 scoreless this year against the Baycats here at Athletic Kulture Stadium. He's put up 5 strikeouts on the evening so far. He's only allowed 2 hits. First pitch to Odd is outside. You were saying, we were talking about this in the half-inning break there. We needed to find a place to put K's on the board here for Frank Garces. He's at 12 through 6 innings. 1-0 to Odd. That one's a called strike.
Yeah, the K's on the fence. I'm really shocked that nobody has picked up on that yet here at the ballpark, especially the last 2 years. We've had Frank Garces and Cesar Rosado set franchise records. Be a lot of fun to have those K totals up on a wall somewhere during the game.
2-0's a called strike on Adam Odd. I know this for sure. In the regular season, Frank Garces, his career high with the Baycats is 15 strikeouts, and that was a game in Brantford a couple years ago. He's got 12 so far tonight. 1-2 to Odd. Fouls back to the screen.
Well, this has been an absolute pitching clinic by Wilhennis Alvarado and Frank Garces head-to-head here. Both pitching absolute brilliantly. Alvarado's retired 7 straight. It's been a while since the Baycats have only had 2 hits going into the 6th inning.
1-2 to Adam Odd. And swing and a miss, but the ball gets by Mara. He's got to throw down to first quickly. It's in time on the outside part of the bag to get Odd.
Well, it had to be a picture-perfect throw by Justin Mara as he had a long way to go. Made no mistake, and Jordan Castaldo right there.
As a catcher in that point, you got to know what to call for the first baseman in terms of where to get the throw. In that, you got to imagine Justin Mara with Jordan Castaldo has some kind of agreement. We're going to throw this outside the first base bag in foul territory. And that's exactly what happened there. Back to the top of the order, Noel McGarry-Doyle shows bunt, gets it down first base side. Tough play here for Dan Mara, and no play. It's an infield hit for McGarry-Doyle.
What an excellent call. I don't know whether that came from the dugout or McGarry-Doyle did that on his own, but why not? When you're not swinging the bats, that was a really good bunt. I know he was trying to get it down on the grass a little bit more, but it was out of the reach of Alvarado, who tried to catch it before it dropped, but it was well out of his reach. Mara had to come a long way, tried to barehand it, couldn't do so.
Perfectly placed bunt. It's kind of that, you mentioned it, no man's land towards the second base or even the shortstop's side on the other half of the diamond. But second hit of the game for McGarry-Doyle off of Alvarado. This is Brandon Hernandez. First pitch to Hernandez, a called strike, a looping breaking ball.
I think even if the Baycats can get 1 run in this inning, that will be absolutely huge. Just try to slice this 2-0 lead to 2-1. It's still only the bottom of the 6th inning. You know Alvarado's going to leave this game at some point. Sooner you get to him, the better.
0-1, fouled away by Hernandez. It's 0-2.
And they're singing happy birthday to Hernandez during his at-bat. We already sang happy birthday to him once.
His fans are on another level tonight, Ben.
They really are. I mean, it's one of the bigger crowds of the year. It's not the biggest, but it's a big crowd. Definitely the most boisterous crowd we've had so far in 2025.
Runner goes, the 0-2 on the ground up the middle. Ross doesn't step on the bag, but he gets Hernandez at first for the second out of the inning.
Ross probably could have got the force at second. I'm not sure. That would have been awfully close. He was awfully close to the bag when he fielded that ball. Would have been an incredibly difficult double play. McGarry-Doyle off with that pitch, had a great jump.
Well, that's where that hit and run kind of comes in, that exact situation. It prevents Ross from having the time to step on second base and maybe convert an inning-ending double play.
It's true, the Baycats, they seem to be stealing less bases this year, but hit and running more. Hit and running, is that a word? Hit and
Hitting and running.
Doing the hit and run.
First pitch to Francisco Hernandez, called strike. He has the only other hit outside of McGarry Doyle this evening for Barrie. Singled and stole a base back in the first, but was stranded. This is the only other time McGarry Doyle has, or the Baycats have had a runner in scoring position tonight. Dancing lead from McGarry Doyle. Pitches outside to Hernandez.
Of course, when you hit and run, you're forcing the middle infielders to move, and that can open up a hole as well.
Baycats as a team only stole 26 bases this year. They were caught 11 times. McGarry Doyle led the team with 5, which is a remarkably low total to lead a team with.
Lowest in a long time. Of course, Kenny was with this club last year. Set the single-season stolen base record.
Popped up out of play off the bat of Hernandez. Glenn Jackson's number was retired not too long ago here at Athletic Kulture Stadium. He was very much a stolen base threat in his prime.
Looks like he could still steal some bases.
Absolutely, he's in great shape. Had a great interview with him that afternoon when he was honored here on the field.
Great athlete, always took tremendous care of his body.
1-2 is outside, a great take there from Hernandez.
Well, especially on a night where the home plate umpire has had a generous strike zone for the pitchers. Seems to be mostly the inside calls that the pitchers are getting, though. That one off the plate. Enough for Hernandez to lay off.
A big gap on the right side here. Fernandez can shoot one out there. Dan Mara moves back over to his left. Here's the 2-2. It's outside. Baycats dugout starting to get more vocal throughout this game. Now a 3-2 count and 2 outs.
Almost seems like Alvarado is pitching Hernandez super carefully, trying to avoid giving him anything that he can put in play, but walking him isn't going to help his cause. Dangerous Nolan Macabrota on deck. Certainly don't want to face him with 2 outs.
3-2, 2 out. Lefty Alvarado deals. Driven out to left field and deep. And it's going to get off the top of the wall. McGarry Doyle comes in to score. Baycats are on the board with an RBI double by Francisco Hernandez.
After pitching Francisco Hernandez so carefully earlier in that at-bat, he gave him one that he got a hold of. Right down that left field line, another couple of feet, and that would have cleared the wall.
Rob Butler coming out for a visit after that drive by Hernandez. There is a little bit of action in the Maple Leafs bullpen, but it doesn't look like anybody's ready just yet.
Baycats came just a few feet away from having a tie game.
We thought Josh Berenbaum might be the starter on Sunday for the Maple Leafs, but he's now up in the bullpen for Toronto.
Number 20, Nolan Macabrota.
First game of the season between these two teams. It was Berenbaum who started and Alvarado who came in relief. Both through 3 scoreless innings. But it seems like now the floodgates are opening. A big 2-out double by Francisco Hernandez, cutting the deficit in half.
Well, I'd be really surprised if they didn't use Berenbaum as a starter at some point in this series, simply because of the innings he's able to give you.
Another dancing lead, this one by Hernandez. First pitch to Macabrota. He swings and misses at an outside breaking ball.
It is possible that you could use Berenbaum just in a situational role here, maybe for a batter or two, and then still use him game 3, which isn't until Sunday. So it's not like he needs to empty the tank.
Macabrota looking at a 0-1 count. Alvarado trying to get out of a jam, and another swing and miss from Macabrota.
I'll tell you one thing, Barrie does not want to face Alvarado again in this series. They want to get to him tonight, get the win, wrap this up without having to face him again. He has been a nightmare for the Baycats. Just 2 appearances.
Barry's just got 4 hits here in 5 2/3. Macabroda cuts through that one, couldn't quite check his swing. And the appeal down says he did. At least from our point of view, it looked like he went around. The Maple Leafs can't believe the call.
Well, Dan Mara thought it was a called strike 3. And he's making his case to Mike Gautreau right now about that. And then they appealed down to Jared Merkley, who said he didn't go. Here's a chance for Macabroda to make the Leafs pay on what could have been a called strike 3.
Rob Butler was furious outside the Maple Leafs dugout. Now a 1-2 from Alvarado. That one's inside. You see the kind of the whole infield react. The Maple Leafs, if they see a pitch come in, they think it's a strike, and everyone starts to run in a few paces.
Twice in this game that Justin Mara thought he had a third strike and was 3 or 4 steps to the dugout, had to put the brakes on. And it was even more frustrating by the fact that they thought Macabroda probably offered at it as well.
2-2, 2 out, runner on second. Noah Macabroda waits the pitch, and it's low. So he works an 0-2 count up to full.
These are the situations you really want to deliver. You've got a bonus life here, so to speak. This inning could have been over. Macabroda knows he's going to see something really good here on this 3-2.
Full count, 2 out, runner on second, a 1-run game. Macabroda fouls it away.
And we may see a few more of those before this at-bat is finished one way or another. He'll just keep fouling him off till he gets one he likes.
Macabroda hit .323 in the regular season, had 37 RBI. Led the team in runs batted in. Looking for his first of the playoffs. 3-2. Flare out to the left side, but it's going to land foul in the Maple Leafs bullpen.
You really can't pitch around anybody in this Baycats lineup. If Tristan Clark wasn't on deck, you just wave Macabroda down to first base, which is empty right now. Avoid throwing him something good. At some point, Alvarado's going to have to throw a perfect strike to Macabroda here. Either that or get him to chase.
Macabroda hit .389 in the regular season with runners in scoring position. And that sentiment you mentioned, that's something that's been seconded by Tristan Clark himself. 3-2 again. Fouled away.
Oh, the drama just keeps building.
I spoke with Tristan Clark earlier this week, and he very well knows, and Nolan Macabroda does too, that pairing in the middle of the lineup is so dangerous. It's hard to pitch around either of them because both of those two were the top 2 on the team in RBI this year. 37 for Macabroda, 32 for Clark. 3-2 again. Called strike 3. Macabroda can't believe it. Maple Leafs are fired up. Macabroda seemingly devastated as he walks back to the Baycats dugout. But Barrie adds 1. It's a 2-1 game as we head to the 7th inning. Ben Davy back on the mic to call the rest of this one for you. 2-1 Toronto here in Barrie.
The Collingwood Brewery at 10 Sanford Fleming, producing delicious lagers, ales, and seltzers since 2014. The proud home of the Baycats Brew. Check out their retail shop and tap room, and select products at the LCBO, beer store, and grocery stores. Cheers, and go Baycats!
What if a thrift store could change lives? Barrie Families Unite is making it happen. Essential needs support for those families in our community who need it most. Charity gives. Dignity empowers.
At bat for Toronto, second baseman number 6, Dan Mara.
7th inning here at Athletic Kulture Stadium. It's a 2-1 lead for the Toronto Maple Leafs over the Barrie Baycats. Game 1 of this best-of-5 first-round playoff series. What a dandy this is shaping up to be. Nolan Macabrota struck out looking on a call that he vehemently disagreed with. To end the bottom of the 6th, Baycats had the potential tying run at second base. Frank Garces now will face Dan Mara, Spencer Ross, and Luca Boscarino. Called strike.
How many pitches Frank's at?
Well, we were talking earlier in the broadcast about the mid-season public statement that was issued by former Maple Leafs GM and closer Dustin Richardson, criticizing the Maple Leafs organization and some things that he took exception to as far as the direction of the organization. I did a pregame interview with Toronto manager Rob Butler and asked him about that as Garces looks in. 1-2 pitch coming up to Dan Mara. Swing and a miss, strike 3. It's brought to you by IMP North. So I want to make sure I quote Rob Butler directly here. And again, the interview is on my Instagram page. I'm Ben Davy. I am BENDAVY. Tag Maple Leafs Baseball. They're free to repost it or watch it as well if they like. The exact quote from Rob Butler was this: "We decided to move on and continue the season without him." So I know that there's some confusion as far as whose decision it was to part ways. Things can always get a little bit muddy when something like that happens. Yeah. Did he get fired? Did he quit? Did he walk out? Was it a mutual blow up of sorts? The one thing Butler did say is that he believes everybody learned from it, including Dustin Richardson himself, and hopefully it was a learning experience for all. It's unfortunate how it ended.
Absolutely. You know, Richardson, as I mentioned earlier, having a great year. It's just tough that he wasn't able to finish out the season and, you know, contribute to this playoff run.
No balls, 2 strikes. Frank Garces has struck out 5 in a row. Regardless of whose decision it was, you would have to agree that it would be awfully hard for a player to remain with the team after making such a strong statement about the organization. And again, they were, you know, Dustin Richardson's own words. You can look them up online for yourself if you want. Some pretty harsh criticism. Perhaps he would have wanted to continue to pitch given the opportunity. We'd have to talk to him directly to find out. But certainly love that opportunity if we ever get it.
Absolutely. And as I mentioned earlier, he came into this year as healthy as he'd ever been, he told me.
1-2. Here's the pitch. Fouled off. Yeah, it's a frustrating situation for him now because he can't pitch anywhere. So, until next season.
Yeah. It's kind of like being on the inactive list is purgatory.
Nobody wants to miss the playoffs.
Exactly.
You know, especially when you pitch all year. So, certainly can understand the frustration on his part. One ball, 2 strikes. Garces with the pitch. Bounces up to the plate.
Garces struck out Dan Marr to start this inning. That's 5 straight Ks for him. Up to 13 on the game, which is a season high.
5 strikeouts in a row. Frank Garces looking for 6. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out in the 7th. What a ball game. 2-1 Toronto. The pitch. On the ground, right back to the mound. Plenty of time for Garces, who throws a perfect strike to first.
Man, he fielded that ball off the mound and looked so confident and calm. He just kind of almost stared back at Spencer Ross. You know, he's well over 110 pitches at this point, Garces, but it doesn't look like he's slowing down.
Luca Boscarino now the number 9 hitter.
Spencer Ross, the only player that hasn't struck out against Garces in this game. I think maybe it's a good point to give you my answer for trivia.
Is it Spencer Ross?
It's not Spencer Ross.
Oh, because that was going to be my guess.
No, it's...
Well, he just struck out, so it can't be him anymore. No. I'm assuming it's someone not in the lineup tonight.
So Spencer Ross didn't strike out this game, but he struck out against him before.
Okay. To center field. Easy catch for Noel McGarry Doyle.
I'll make you wait another half inning.
We'll have to wait until heave away. Final of the 7th in Barrie, 2-1 Toronto.
Visit Alliance Billiards and Sports in the northeast end of Barrie. A fun, friendly family environment offering pool, darts, karaoke, and live entertainment. Enjoy a large variety of delicious food and drinks on the patio. You'll come as a stranger and leave as a friend.
I'm Christie fans from Chrysler and Barrie Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. This year, we are the community partners of the Barrie Baycats. Community is near and dear to our hearts here at the dealerships and one of our core values, so we can support local and shop local.
Seventh inning of play is brought to you by Sleeman Beer. Real ones know.
Everybody on their feet here at Athletic Kulture Stadium enjoying a round of heave away. 7th inning tradition, and the Maple Leafs will put their second pitcher of the night out to face the Baycats. It's Josh Berenbaum.
Josh Berenbaum started the Baycats season opener here at 3 scoreless innings. It's kind of been in and out of the bullpen for them for a little bit this year. Comes out of this one, 11 appearances on the year, 9 of them were starts, a 5.29 ERA, and a 4-4 record in 49 in the 3rd innings.
It's kind of interesting to see Wilhelmus Alvarado and Josh Berenbaum in reverse order from what we saw here on opening night. Alvarado was certainly effective. Let's see how Berenbaum does. Tristan Clark to lead it off for Barrie. Noah Hull to follow. Clayton Keys after him. Baycats with just 4 hits in this game. 2 of them came in the 6th. That brought home their only run of the night.
4 hits, 7 strikeouts, no walks allowed for Wilhelmus Alvarado. Only allowed 1 earned run in those 6 innings.
That was an RBI double by Francisco Hernandez. That went over our heads and into the parking lot.
Okay, before I lose track, I'm going to give you the answer in my trivia.
Yes, please.
All right. Your guess was Spencer Ross.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
It was Connor Lewis.
Connor Lewis. Well, he's been in the league for a while, too, so That is a surprise. Down the line, foul.
The only player in the Maple Leafs roster right now that has not struck out in their career having faced Frank Garces. Yeah, Lewis 3 for 12 with an RBI, but no strikeouts.
Swing and a miss. Clark down on strike. Chased one from Barenbaum. Down and away. Let's check in again with our own Maddie Gale.
Thanks, Ben. Before the game, I was talking to Noah Hall about playoffs, and he told me they just hit differently. The intensity and energy, it gives him an extra rush of adrenaline that he loves. I was talking to him about the DH role today, and he mentioned he's confident in this position. It allows him to fully focus on his at-bats without worrying about defense. He emphasized that he feels good about where he's at right now, and he's excited to contribute offensively.
Hall 0 for 2 tonight. Baycats have struck out 8 times tonight. 7 against Alvarado, once against Barenbaum.
Yeah. We were mentioning earlier about Noah Hall getting the start as the DH and how versatile of a player he can be.
Three and 0 the count.
It kind of seemed like as we were first looking towards the playoffs that Josh Matlow had kind of the good problems to have of like a surplus of talent on your bench. Noah Hall kind of being the first thought there.
A 4-pitch walk to Noah Hall. So after striking out Tristan Clark, Barenbaum loses Hall, and now will face Clayton Keys with a runner on and 1 out.
As much as it's not a righty-lefty matchup anymore, I'm sure Clayton Keys is happy to not have to face Wilhelmus Alvarado anymore. Struck out twice against him. Went down looking back in the 5th.
Baycats are averaging 9 strikeouts per game at the plate, and they have 8 tonight. Runner at first, 1 out. Here's the pitch. Framed by Mara, doesn't get the call. Keys has 2 strikeouts. Plumpton on deck. He has a strikeout. Odd has struck out twice. Bottom of the order has been stone cold for Barrie tonight. 2-0 count, so 6 straight misses by Barenbaum.
Don't really think Noah Hall's much of a threat to steal here. He has 2 steals in the regular season, was not caught. He runs with his gloves in his hands.
Called strike, 2-1. Some players use the oven mitt now.
I've never quite understood holding the gloves. Kind of feels impractical.
2-1. Foul back to the screen. These players do a lot of things that are hard to understand. Adam Odd ripping open mustard packets before an at-bat and sucking them back is one that got me scratching my head, but he swears by it. Some sort of nerve agent.
Yeah, it is for sure.
Stimulant or something.
I've seen it across a lot of different sports. See it a lot in hockey as well.
It's like smelling salts for your taste buds. Strike 3. How about that? Another frustrated batter, Clayton Keys. That was too close to take.
Man, there was not really much you could do. That was an incredible pitch from Josh Barenbaum. Straight 12-6 curveball. Keys surely wasn't expecting it.
That had a really nice drop to it. The bottom just fell out. And Keys especially frustrated because that's his 3rd K of the night.
And you were calling that? My jaw was dropping. That was a fantastic pitch from Barenbaum.
Well, this is why I'm surprised that manager Rob Butler is not saving Barenbaum for a start, although maybe he's thinking game 4 or 5. That's certainly a possibility.
And then if he goes game 4, that would be Tuesday, and you could go Alvarado game 5 if necessary.
Oof. Boy, if you're Barrie, you don't even want to think about that possibility.
Because at that point, it would be, if it's Alvarado, then it'd be Alvarado Benitez, I'm assuming.
That'd be a great matchup. But again, Baycats don't want to see that. They want to win tonight and not see Alvarado again. Low and away. 2 balls and a strike to Tyler Plumpton.
Crazy thing to me, I don't see anybody throwing in the Baycats bullpen. Frank Garces at 118 pitches.
6 through 9 for the Baycats, a combined 0 for 9 tonight with a walk. And that walk is on first base right now. Over near the Toronto bullpen. It's hard to win a game when you're not getting at least some offensive production from the bottom half of your order. And it just hasn't been there. Well, you could go to Tristan Clark as well. Really all the way up to number 4. 2 hits tonight for Francisco Hernandez, 2 for Noel McGarry Doyle. And they're both in the top third of the order. That one hits Plumpton. Could be an important base runner for Barrie. Let's see. 2 on now, 2 out, and it's the number 9 hitter, Adam Ott.
Barenbaum just lost him. And with 2 outs, that's a tough outcome to have.
Plumpton will take it. Keeps this inning alive. And a conference on the mound. Okay, so if I've added this up right, 4 through 9 for the Baycats are 0 for 15 with a walk and a hit batter. You're just not going to win any ball games unless you're getting some offense from that part of your lineup.
0 for 14. No, you're right, 15.
So here's Odd. Biggest at bat of the night for Barrie. Bottom of the 7th, 2 on. First pitch, pops it up. On the outfield grass. It'll be the left fielder calling for it, Luca Boscarino. He'll gobble that one up for the 3rd out of the inning. Baycats strand 2 in the bottom of the 7th. We go to the 8th. It's a 2-1 Toronto lead.
Step up to the plate at Park Place. The latest fashion, delicious dining, exciting entertainment. Hungry after the game? Stop by one of their patios or grab a sweet treat for a grand slam of flavors to satisfy every craving. Park Place, where every visit is a home run. The only North Barrie Market, your go-to for homemade meals, catering service, and the freshest locally sourced meat. Get ready for an unforgettable barbecue experience with Barrie Best Barbecue coming soon. All at North Barrie Market, 580 Bayfield.
Thinking about doing a renovation but don't know where to find the best prices and quality? Go to Reno Liquidation Depot, where you'll find vanities, flooring, toilets, exterior doors, and so much more. Visit Reno Liquidation Depot today.
Barrie Baycats back to the well again to get what they can, squeezing the last possible pitches out of the left-handed arm of Frank Garces. He's out here to pitch the 8th inning. He'll face the top of the order, DeSantos, Javier, and Costello, trailing 2-1.
Dos Santos struck out in the first, but a couple walks since.
How many more outs do you think they can get out of Frank Garces tonight?
I think he can go 3 more outs. He's very rarely does he get taken out mid-inning.
He is on such a roll. The last thing you want to do is take him out of this ball game, turn it over to the bullpen, and this lead gets out of hand. Still a very winnable game for the Baycats, down just 2-1.
Now with 120 pitches, he's at 13 strikeouts.
He's retired 8 in a row. No balls, 2 strikes to DeSantos. Down and away, 1-2. A little bit of low-lying fog starting to roll in now from the right field corner as the temperature drops. On a humid day here in Barrie. 1-2 pitch. Upstairs.
See Braden Packle, another lefty, warming up in the Baycats bullpen. And Luis Florentino, a righty for Toronto, warming up in their bullpen.
2-2 from Garces. Just off the plate. Count is full.
Well, DeSantos has done this each of the last 2 times he's been up. He's worked a count full. Doesn't even step out here. Could be working his 3rd walk.
I think Garces needs to go just a little bit on the inside part of the plate here. Obviously, you want to throw a strike. Payoff pitch on the way. Got him! 9 in a row retired by Frank Garces, 1 out in the 8th.
14 strikeouts now for Frank Garces.
That strikeout for IMP North. Here's John Javier. There's no way they're taking him out of this game the way he's dealing right now. Unless that left arm falls right off. My initial thought was maybe they leave him in there until Toronto gets one more base runner, but you found we have noticed with Braden Pakala, he's better with a clean inning. And you found a rather high stat on him as a hit batter now, it looks like.
I think it went off of Javier's bat there.
That caught his bat. Okay, wasn't sure. That'll keep the at-bat going.
So, for one, Braden Pakala, great year. Very, very much improved from 2024. But still, this year with runners on base, his opponent's average, 318.
So you want to give him a clean inning if you can. Not sure if Josh Matlow's thinking along those lines. He's sticking with Frank Garces here in the 8th. 0-2 on the way. Up high. He held back. They didn't appeal on it.
I'm surprised no appeal down to Scott Costello at first.
I think Tyler Plumpton wanted it. They say he didn't offer. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Garces to Javier. Popped up. Playable. Left side towards the middle of the diamond. The catch is made by Hernandez. 2 down.
Almost looked like Brandon Hernandez nearly lost that in the sky, but ends up falling into it, making the catch. The way Javier hit earlier, it's 2 RBI double. Still the difference in this game. That's a big out for Frank Garces.
The fog is very low. It's low-lying fog. It shouldn't affect pop-ups or fly balls too much, at least from what we're seeing. And it continues to build as it rolls in from the right field corner. Might be more in danger of losing one on the ground than in the air. Now we see that a lot here at Athletic Kulture Stadium, that ground to air difference in temperature.
Yeah, the grass is very moist here.
It's a humid day and still very humid. 1-1 the count to Castaldo. Ten in a row, retired by Frank. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Listen to this crowd. Behind Frank Garces, a 1-2 count. 2 out in the inning. Castaldo's ready. Garces delivers. Just missed. What a take by Castaldo.
We talked about it earlier, how good of a approach with 2 strikes Jordan Castaldo has. He's already worked a walk against Garces tonight, but 2 strikeouts as well.
No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the 8th. Toronto up 2-1. Garces looks in. Delivers. Strike 3! Frank Garces pumps that left fist and flexes as he walks off the mound. A 3-up, 3-down 8th for Toronto. Barrie coming to bat, trailing by a run. Bottom of the 8th when we return.
Thinking about doing a renovation, but don't know where to find the best prices and quality? Go to Reno Liquidation Depot, where you'll find vanities, flooring, toilets, exterior doors, and so much more. Visit Reno Liquidation Depot today.
What if a thrift store could change lives? Barrie Families Unite is making it happen. Essential needs support for those families in our community who need it most. Charity gives. Dignity empowers.
This 8th inning of play is brought to you by United Way, Simcoe Muskoka, making poverty unignorable. To learn how you can help, you can visit uwsimcoemuskoka.ca.
Matty Gale, Julius Hern, Ben Davy, and a stadium full of fans who are getting every nickel of their ticket admissions worth here tonight. What a ball game. 2-1 Toronto, bottom of the 8th. And this is only game 1 of round 1, Julius.
We're in for a series, Ben.
You know, every playoff game is not going to be as thrilling as this one has been, but what a treat. What a treat to see this game here tonight.
Just feels better when the game 1s are like this, right? Gets the series started off on a high.
An absolute masterful pitching performance by Frank Garces, and take nothing away from his counterpart, Wilhenis Alvarado. High fly ball, center field, that'll hang up there for Dennis Debanning. He's got it, 1 out.
Luis Florentino now in the game for Toronto. Gets that out there. It came in relief of Josh Barenbaum. In the regular season, an ERA of 3, a 1-1 record in 14 appearances. 4 of them were starts. Has 1 save on his record in 36 innings pitched. 46 strikeouts to 18 walks.
But Josh Barenbaum really did a nice job. Came in, got through that 7th inning despite a walk and a hit batter. He was able to keep the Baycats from scoring. Kept this a 2-1 game, and you got to believe we're going to see him again at some point in this series. So 1 out for Brandon Hernandez. He has yet to reach base, 0 for 3. Baycats looking for answers here against this Toronto pitching.
Florentino pitched 3 times against the Baycats this year. Didn't allow an earned run at 1 start, 7 2/3 innings overall.
Well, they say playoffs are a whole new season, and here's one little fact that underscores why. Toronto just a shade ahead of Barrie in total runs scored in the regular season, but they allowed more than 100 runs than the Baycats over 42 games. So you would look at that and say, wow, Barrie has the huge edge pitching-wise. None of that matters here in game 1 of this series.
Especially as I mentioned, pitching on the road has been better for Toronto than at home.
1-2 pitch. Breaking ball missed. 2-2. Francisco on deck, and he has reached base twice.
3 of Toronto's wins against Barrie have been, 2 in extras, 1 relatively close at Christie Pitts. Barrie's 3 wins, all blowouts.
What do you think we're going to see tomorrow? Like 11-9 or something, probably.
You never know at Christie Pitts. You never know.
Generally, higher scores there, but that has not been the case every night.
Here's the thing. Game 2 last year was 4-3. The other 2 in the series were blowouts here.
Yeah.
No, there's nothing. The league just emailed us this morning. Oh, really?
3 balls, 2 strikes. Brandon is ready. Florentino looks in. Kicks, delivers. Fouled off to the left. Well, a reminder that Thomas West will have that broadcast tomorrow night on the Maple Leafs Baseball YouTube channel. Be sure to find that for viewers here in Barrie, and we'll enjoy Thomas's call of the game. Better yet, head down Highway 400 and cheer on the Baycats in person. Always a great contingent of Barrie fans at Christie Pitts, and I'm sure tomorrow's game will be no exception.
You'll be there. I'll be there.
Bring a blanket. Sit on the hill if you like. Or you can get nice and close to the backstop. The seats are really close to the field. Limited seating around the home plate area, but if you get there early enough, you'll get a good spot. You can even sit up on the sidewalk if you want. Bring a lawn chair and watch it from street level.
Brandon Hernandez did a really nice job in this at-bat, just fouling off those close pitches. He's worked it full. But Barrie needs something to go right for them here. And it's a 1-run game, but it feels like more than that.
Payoff pitch. Fly ball, left field. Should be an easy catch for Boscarino, and it is. 2 down. A couple of fly balls off Luis Florentino here. And Francisco Hernandez comes to the plate. So Barrie with 4 hits tonight. 2 of them have come from this batter. With the exception of Noel McGarry-Doyle, the rest of this lineup has been stone cold silent. There's no other way to say it. Noah Hull worked a walk. Tyler Plumpton was hit by a pitch. That has been it. Aside from Noel McGarry-Doyle and Francisco Hernandez. It's been a 2-man effort here tonight. Swing and a miss by Francisco, strike 1. The rest of this Barrie lineup has got to get going, or they're going to fall behind in this series quickly. Oh, 1 pitch. Way outside.
Yeah, right out of the hand of Florentino. That broke so early.
Baycats hit 285 as a team in the regular season. This 4-hit performance tonight, really inexplicable. Give full credit to the Toronto pitching tonight. It has been sensational. Alvarado, Barenbaum, and now Florentino. So the count 1-2 to Francisco Hernandez. Mara out for a chat.
It's a 285 in the regular season as a team.
Yeah.
345 against Toronto.
Just goes to show you, you never know what's going to happen on any given night. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Florentino with the pitch. Outside. That may have been on purpose just to see if Hernandez would chase. Ahead in the count. 2-2 now, so Florentino will likely offer up something better here. Way over his head. Not even close. That one just slipped.
We think back to the last at-bat Hernandez had, that RBI double back in the 6th. He worked that at-bat to a full count. He was really battling with Alvarado. finally got a hold of that 3-2 pitch and drove it off the wall and left.
3-2. Called strike 3. Hernandez knew it. Right back to the dugout, and some brilliant pitching by Luis Florentino to get a 3-up, 3-down 8th. We go to the 9th. Toronto looks to add to their 2-1 lead here at Athletic Kulture Stadium in Springwater.
Visit Alliance Billiards and Sports in the northeast end of Barrie. A fun, friendly family environment offering pool, darts, karaoke, and live entertainment. Enjoy a large variety of delicious food and drinks on the patio. You'll come as a stranger and leave as a friend. The Collingwood Brewery at 10 Sanford Fleming, producing delicious lagers, ales, and seltzers since 2014. The proud home of the Baycats Brew. Check out their retail shop and tap room and select products at the LCBO, beer store, and grocery stores. Cheers and go Baycats!
Top of the 9th inning, Athletic Kulture Stadium, Game 1 of the first round of the IBL playoffs between Toronto and Barrie, and it is the Maple Leafs ahead by a score of 2-1. A masterful pitching performance tonight by Barrie starter Frank Garces, perhaps one of the best outings of his career. Surrenders just 3 hits. Unfortunately, he will not get the win tonight. He will turn it over to the bullpen and left-hander Braden Pakala.
And Braden Pakala, 3.57 ERA and 14 relief appearances this year, a 1-0 record, a very resurgent year compared to a struggling 2024.
Fastball and a swing and a miss by Connect.
But he's got big shoes to fill after that incredible outing from Frank Garces, matched his career high with 15 strikeouts.
This Baycats lineup needs to show some sense of urgency in the bottom of the 9th inning. You know, not to overstate it, you're not going to lose an entire series in one game, but this is one that they really have to win. You have your ace on the mound, one of his best pitching performances of his career, 15 strikeouts, tying a personal best. This is not a game you want to drop. Fly ball left field. Tristan Clark takes it one away. Big crowd here tonight, lots of energy, Game 1 of the playoffs. You really need to come away with a win here this evening. Juan Benitez will start tomorrow. We expect Cesar Rosado will start Game 3, and you want them to have the confidence of this lineup as well, too, knowing that they don't need to be perfectly flawless to have a chance to win the ball game. There certainly wasn't anything more Frank Garces could have done tonight. Dennis Day-Banning swings and misses, 1-1.
It's just that one flash of 2-out approaches in that 3rd inning. Luca Boscarino, Ryan Dos Santos, John Javier, all contributing to getting those 2 runs on the board, and that's what's got the Leafs in the lead.
Hey, you look back, that Boscarino infield hit easily could have been the 3rd out of the inning, and none of that would have happened. Were that the case, we'd be looking at a Baycat lead of 1-0 right now. That accounted for, it set the stage for the only 2 runs for Toronto. Gotta love these low-scoring games. You know, you can look back and micro-analyze everything, and every single pitch, every at-bat can have a factor in the outcome here one way or another.
Yeah, any plate appearance can end up being a domino effect, as we saw in that third inning.
Pakala's pitch. Inside. Loses him. So after striking out 3 times, Dennis DeBanning draws a walk. Here's Justin Mara, who struck out twice.
I mentioned it before as Pakala was warming up. You know, his opponent's average in the regular season with runners on base, 318. That's why it was so key to give him a clean inning, but kind of wasted a little bit with that walk.
So every Leaf has struck out tonight except for Spencer Ross. And you have to think that these hitters are happy not to see Frank Garces again tonight. 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball for a strike.
It's still a lefty with Pakala on the mound, but, you know, very different view of him than Frank Garces.
One. Called strike. Well, and Jackfish have opened up a 7-0 lead over the Kitchener Panthers. Elsewhere, it's Hamilton 8, Chatham-Kent 3 on the road at Fergie Jenkins Field. 1-2 from Pakala. Nope, checks the runner. A little surprised with that Hamilton-Chatham-Kent series that maybe they didn't go 2-2-1 on the best of 5, but they're doing alternate home road on those ones.
Well, I think if every team's doing alternate, every series should be like that.
1-2, high and foul. Well, I was thinking just given the amount of travel to southwestern Ontario.
It's a bit closer, though, than Barrie or even Toronto.
I guess from Hamilton, but maybe a couple hours off that trip. But
Lucas, your car alarm's going off.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Pakala to Mara. Low and away. 2-2.
Seems like pitching definitely the key in that series between Hamilton and Chatham-Kent. Imagine Owen Boone. Haven't checked the box score, but I imagine he got the start for Hamilton in game 1.
2-2 from Pakala coming up. Runner leads. Does not go. Swing and a miss. Justin Mara down on strikes for the 3rd time tonight.
Huge confidence boost there for Braden Pakala.
If you like strikeouts, you picked a great game. That strikeout for IMP North. 16 Maple Leafs strikeouts tonight. Can you imagine striking out 16 times in a game and perhaps getting away with a 2-1 win?
Insane.
First pitch strike.
If you think about it in terms of total outs for the game, there's only 16 out of 27. There's only 11 outs that aren't strikeouts.
Wow. And that just, again, underscores that you don't want to waste this kind of pitching that you got from Frank Garces tonight. Now Braden Pakala, looking pretty good out there in the 9th. These are not the games that you don't want to come away with a W, because you'll have other nights where the pitching's not so good. Called strike 1-2.
Especially when the confidence seemingly goes down when you get towards the end of the rotation. We still don't know if it's going to be Cesar Rosado, Ramon Henriquez, or even Carlos Sano on Sunday.
Pakala nods. Kicks, delivers, runner goes. Outside, the throw down, the tag. Not in time. A stolen base for Dennis DeBanning. That moves him into scoring position. Let's see how huge that might be. 2-2 count now.
A little visit here from Tyler Plumpton.
Dan Mara 1 for 3 tonight.
DeBanning stole just 3 bases in the regular season, was caught once.
little surprised by that. He's got some really good speed.
Absolutely.
One of the more athletic players in this Toronto lineup. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Pakala checks the runner. Here's the pitch. Down the line, foul.
Rob Butler didn't even move at third base.
No. He's seen that before. Another 2-2 coming up. Pakala to Mara. Shallow fly ball. Center field. McGarry Doyle has it. Braden Pakala fired up as he comes off the mound. Trying to wake up his teammates, saying, let's go, guys. Baycats down by a run as we go to the bottom of the 9th inning.
I'm Christie fans from 400 Chrysler and Barrie Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. This year, we are the community partners of the Barrie Baycats. Community is near and dear to our hearts here at the dealerships and one of our core values, so we can support local and shop local.
Visit Alliance Billiards and Sports in the northeast end of Barrie. A fun, friendly family environment offering pool, darts, karaoke, and live entertainment. Enjoy a large variety of delicious food and drinks on the patio. You'll come as a stranger and leave as a friend.
Ninth inning is brought to you by United Way Simcoe Muskoka, making poverty unignorable. To learn how you can help, you can visit uwsimcoemuskoka.ca.
It's been an exciting game here at Athletic Kulture Stadium, but the Baycat bats have been pretty flat. So if you like pitching, you've enjoyed this game, but Barrie with 3 outs to go here, trailing by a run. Pretty good part of the order coming up to face Luis Florentino. Nolan Macabrota, Tristan Clark, Noah Hall. Baycats with just 4 hits in this game.
And collectively, these 3 due up 0 for 8 with a walk. And that walk was by Hull in the 7th.
First pitch strike. Frank Garces, 8 innings tonight, was as splendid as you could possibly ask. Pakala came on, did the job in the 9th. Now it's up to the lineup. Florentino's pitch, foul back. So Florentino going for the 2-inning save here. Up by a run.
Just 7 hits combined between the 2 teams. Barrie out hitting Toronto 4-3, but down 2-1.
Swing and a miss. Macabrota lunging at that, couldn't connect, 1 away.
This telecast is presented by the authority of the Intercounty Baseball League and the Barrie Baycats Baseball Club. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent. Any rebroadcast, reproduction, or retransmission in any form is strictly prohibited.
And don't forget, the series resumes tomorrow at Christie Pitts in Toronto, Game 2. First pitch, swing and a miss. Clark couldn't catch up to that heater.
Seems like the mindset from these Baycats hitters. We saw it in that at bat with Macabrota. We're seeing it right away here with Tristan Clark. They're eager. They want to get something started. But Florentino just shutting them down early.
Quickly, 0-2 to Clark. Just that kind of thing when the whole team is struggling. Sometimes as an individual hitter, you can put a little extra pressure on yourself, and it just has this compound effect throughout the lineup. And that's exactly what we've seen here tonight. Really no explanation why this lineup only has 4 hits tonight. That pitch just a little high to Clark. This is their A lineup, no question.
I was just about to say, you compared this to the way that Sunday's game went. Sunday was really just one big inning that got the Baycats the win over London.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Tristan Clark. Clark has struck out twice tonight. Hull on deck, he's 0 for 2.
It just seems like the trend throughout this year that Baycats have been so reliant on pitching.
2-2 is fouled off.
And this might be the best game to maybe characterize that. Throughout the entire year, Frank Garces, a season high, tying a career high with 15 strikeouts, well over 120 pitches in the game.
Well, a couple of hits and a run or 2 here in the 9th could certainly erase the entire storyline that has led to this frustrating ball game through 8.5 innings. Baycats need to get something going here. It is do or die. So, quick visit on the mound, and Tristan Clark will step back up to the plate and await a 2-2 pitch. This crowd had a lot of energy earlier in the night and pretty quiet right now. Baycats still in this game, trailing by a run. 1 out in the 9th. Pitch from Florentino on the way. On the ground, into left field for a base hit.
Exactly what the Baycats needed, Tristan Clark, to kind of kickstart a comeback attempt here in the 9th inning.
Feels like an eternity since the Baycats had that 2-hit 6th inning that produced their only run of the game. Finally getting a 1-out single here in the 9th. Noah Hull to the plate. He can erase all of the frustrations with one swing here. Clark leads at first. Florentino's pitch. Taking all the way, it's a called strike.
Noah Hull seemingly the only one, maybe aside from Tyler Plumpton, in this bottom half of the order that's really done anything noteworthy.
5 home runs this season.
Just 1 walk for Hull today, and Tyler Plumpton hit by a pitch, but 4 hits, or now 5 for the Baycats. Tristan Clark with the one we just saw, but 2 by Francisco Hernandez, 2 by Noel McGarry-Doyle.
Clark at first. 0-2. Pitch to Hull. Drives it to right center field. It drops for a base hit. Around second is Clark. He goes to third. The Baycats have runners on the corners. Here we go. Clayton Keys to the plate. The tying run is 90 feet away.
Almost like Noah Hull got an inside-out swing on that pitch. Going the other way, it didn't look like he got much on it, but put it right in that Bermuda Triangle out in right center field, allowing Tristan Clark to put the tying run 90 feet away.
Keys 0 for 3 tonight, 3 strikeouts. Needless to say, he is due for something big. Still only 1 out in the inning. Can tie the game with a deep fly ball. Just need to stay out of the double play here. Here's the pitch. Low and away. Everybody on the top step of the Baycat dugout right now. On the Toronto side, they are nervously watching. Their 2-1 lead has remained intact until now. Here's the pitch from Florentino. Swing and a miss. Keys chased a high one.
Keys has had some trouble laying off those inside pitches and even some lower pitches in this game. Swinging out of his shoes quite often early, especially those first couple at-bats against Wilhennis Alvarado.
Ross and Mara, middle infield, ready for the ground ball. They could end it here with a double play. 1 out in the inning. Pitch from Florentino. High. 2-1.
You even see where Ryan Dos Santos playing at third base. He's a little bit in, kind of level with the bag, not necessarily holding Clark on. But even just a tough ball in play here off the bat of Keys could score a tying run.
2-1 pitch. 3 balls and a strike. Suddenly this crowd's starting to wake up.
It feels like this is going to be Keys' pitch. Few outside, the one he swung at was off the zone.
Tyler Plumpton on deck. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. 3-2.
That was his pitch right there. He was just a tad late on it, swinging right through it.
That's the kind of pitch you usually only see once in an at-bat. Let's see what he gets here on a 3-2. Florentino, ready, delivers. Ball 4, the bases are loaded. Tyler Plumpton to the plate, down by a run. 1 out in the inning.
And here comes Rob Butler.
A little bit of stretching and movement going on in the Toronto bullpen. I haven't seen anybody throwing. Everybody in on the mound here. Of course, a double play ends the game. They also got to be thinking about cutting off the run at home plate as well. Baycats only down by a run, depending on where the ball is hit in the position of the infield. Everybody's got to be thinking ahead and knowing exactly where they need to be in this situation.
Just 1 out. You got to imagine this Maple Leafs infield is going to be playing in here. A ground ball, they're going to want to cut down a Clark at home plate, but looks like they're going to go for the traditional double play setup here.
Clark, Keys on deck, or Clark, Hull, and Keys are all on base, excuse me. Plumpton at the plate. Here's the pitch from Florentino, taking all the way, ball 1.
I was thinking when Plumpton was coming up, this situation, you only have 1 out. I wouldn't be surprised if he bunted.
The runner at third is Tristan Clark. Here's the pitch, called strike.
If you put a bunt in the right spot, you could squeeze Clark in to tie the game.
Adam Odd on deck, and we have reports that he had mustard packets in hand. Here's the pitch from Florentino. High fly ball, center field. Dave Banning to his left, makes the catch, runner tags. This game is tied! Tristan Clark crosses home plate. We are tied at 2.
Perfect situational hitting from the guy that you might expect it from the most, Tyler Plumpton, doing exactly what he needed to do in that at-bat. Driving a ball deep enough to center field. Tristan Clark scoring easily. And now the winning run 90 feet away.
Noah Hall at third base. If he scores, the Baycats win game 1. Adam Odd at the plate. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He was trying to end it with 1 swing. Listen to this crowd. The noise even before the pitch. This is incredible. 2-2 tie. Winning run at third. It's Hull. He bluffs the lead. Here's the pitch. High and away. Mara looks him back.
With that pitch high and away, Mara up. No, Hull worried how far he off the bag, not realizing Dos Santos not playing all that close to third base, but close enough where he could kind of backdoor him.
1-1. Swing and a miss. We might see a spike in mustard sales if Adam Odd can win this game here. Runners on the corners. 2 out, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Game 1. Round 1. Florentino to Odd. Fouls it away.
Keys was off on the pitch there. Obviously, it would have been kind of a defensive indifference with The Leafs only care about that runner at third base, Hall.
Well, it would take away the force. I mean, that's something on a ground ball to the middle infield. 2 out in the inning, though. It would be inconsequential as far as a run goes. Odd trying to end this game. If not, we go to the 10th. 2-2 tie. Florentino's pitch. Fouled again. If you're just joining us, boy, are you tuning in at the right time. Toronto 2, Barrie 2. Baycats tying the game on a sac fly by Tyler Plumpton to score Tristan Clark. Barrie had just 4 hits in the game coming into this inning. Odd is ready. Here's the pitch from Florentino. Inside, it goes to the backstop, and back on it is Mara. The throw, misses Florentino. Here comes Hall. The throw, he scores! Baycats win it on a wild walk-off here at Athletic Kulture Stadium. Oh my! That was one of the craziest finishes to a ball game you will ever see. And Barrie takes game 1 3-2.
Absolutely insane the way that play unfolded. This game felt lost for the Baycats heading into this 9th inning. They get some kind of urgency, as you were mentioning, Ben. Tristan Clark gets everything started. Tyler Plumpton a sac fly to tie it up. And what a crazy turn of events. A pass ball and an error from the veteran Justin Mara turns into a Maple Leafs loss.
3 runs, 6 hits for the Baycats. 2 runs, 3 hits for the Maple Leafs. Barrie with 2 in the bottom of the 9th to take it in dramatic fashion. Game 1 ends in a Baycat victory. This series resumes tomorrow night at Christie Pitts in Toronto. We are back for Game 3 here Sunday afternoon at 4 o'clock. What a ball game. For Sam Aucoin, Brian Backland, Matty Gale, Julius Hern, I'm Ben Davy. Baycats win 3-2. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on Sunday.